Okay, you should be able to hear us. You'll be able to see us here in a couple of seconds. Just want to make sure everything is working. Let's see if this looks funny. Look at that. You can see something. And I see my baby.
Actually, you see the grid library.
No, but I see you on stream.
I forgot about that.
Right, do you want to say anything or?
In a minute.
If you've watched our streams before, you have heard us say something about design creation starting out in the world of Second Life. And then going to in world and all that. We started virtually. Then we kind of came to the real world and, painting and all that stuff, thanks to a few other folks on Twitch.
You're gonna see my desktop, sorry.
And one of the things that we did back in 2016 after getting kind of disenchanted with Second Life and some of the stuff that was happening in Worlds, which was an offshoot, we said, let's do it ourselves. Well, it's been an up and down process, real life, funds, income, all that fun stuff. Well, we are at a point now where we can finally bring things together. We've got an awesome internet connection, got some great servers to put it on. Stable electrical, if you've been following things on my streams and Facebook and all that. And it all is costing us within our means. So we should be good to go, and away we go. If you've never joined Second Life or been in World or any of that, it's a virtual world. You're running around. It's kind of like a game, but it's an open sandbox. You create whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You go wherever you want within the world's. Yeah, within the world's boundaries. And they are little simulators that you create an avatar. You can build in 3D. You can build in your favorite 3D program and upload it. How design creation's got its start. So you can create vehicles, planes, houses, clothing, pretty much anything. It's a create whatever the frick you want and go for it.
And you can fly!
And you can fly and all that. You can also role play. There's Trekkies out there, Game of Thrones folks, Dungeons and Dragons, all kinds of stuff. That's kind of the gamer side of it. There's universities, corporations that use it as a 3D meeting place. They'll build a conference room. They'll prototype products so different people can see it and see the different sides of it. Support groups will get together and provide a safe haven for people to talk about, drug addiction, domestic violence, PTSD, all kinds of stuff. So gaming and all that is just kind of the base. Schools, education, getting together, families interacting.
The name of it explains pretty much all of it if you're open-minded enough. It's a virtual world.
Yeah, a virtual world. Like I said, Second Life kind of started way back in 2003. They caught on. I joined in 2005. Nikki joined in 2008. Seven, 8, somewhere in there. And it was even had a spot on one of the crime scene investigations, CSI New York, I think, or CSI Miami.
I had one of them.
It had a bit spot in there where somebody was stalking someone from, new technology. They gotta villainize things. But it's been around, and there's some offshoots, and there's Open Simulator, which is out there, pretty big and open source and free. Anybody can run it on any machine, laptop, whatever. It's kind of the wild, wild west as far as virtual worlds and grids go. Second Life is pretty much commercial, money, very expensive. Hence why the offshoots exist. And we made ours, and we're not about profit. We're not about being commercial, being big. We're not going to try to compete with them. We're just going to provide a nice, safe, friendly community where folks can get together, do what they want, interact with each other, and
Now, if you wonder what she means by expensive, very, very expensive, okay. You can see the pink square on my screen.
Yeah.
As I pulled up the map. That is considered 1 cent.
one region.
One region. Okay. Second Life will charge, well, this was back in 2010.
Yeah.
Last time I was really in Second Life.
The price is like $1,000 to set it up.
And then $300 a month. No, I'm sorry, $400 a month.
Yeah, I don't know what the prices are now. We kind of stay out of there. It's just, it has gotten full of ads and spam and porn and crap.
Where a lot of the offshoots, you'll see a region, the prices range anywhere from $5 to
a few hundred even.
Yeah,
I mean, there's even some expensive ones.
I mean,
and there's our ones that are just, it's free. Like OS Grid, you don't have to pay for a lot of stuff on there. In fact, the kind of the mindset of the don't pay for anything. Everything here is free.
Yeah, but keep in mind with OS Grid, you need your own stuff to be able to host your own region because you're hosting it off of your own computer.
Yeah, either your own computer or a VPS server somewhere, from a hosting site. Anywhere you have access to a Windows machine or a Linux console to run the code. So yeah, you don't actually have to host it on your connection or whatever, but it is set up where you can just, connect it to your cable connection. Granted, most cable connections have a very low outbound bandwidth, so you're not really going to get a lot of performance.
Yeah, which is most of OS Grid, unfortunately, because most people are hosting it themselves.
On a cable connection that has, a 20 megabit upload and... Sorry, I'll shut up now.
She's very talkative tonight. Yeah. But with OS Grid, a lot of regions are very laggy. And if you don't know what that term means, it just means you're skipping a lot, you're freezing a lot.
Takes forever for the textures to load and the structures to load.
Right, and that has nothing to do with OS Grid themselves. That is whoever owns that region, whoever is hosting it, it's their end that's the problem. It's not OS Grid.
As with all internet, it also depends on your connection to the internet. If you've got a slow connection, even if the person on the other has a fast connection, you're going to notice problems.
Okay, perfect example is our connection. We've got a fiber connection, a 2.5 gig fiber connection. I can go into OS Grid and I'm still going to skip and lag and freeze and everything because it's their connection that's hindering me.
Yeah. Whereas right now, you can connect us. You might see a little bit of lag on our end because I have to admit, the servers across the building in another room, and I don't have an Ethernet cable run to it, so it is technically running on a Wi-Fi connection. So there might be a little lag on it until I get my chance to we decided tonight how we're going to run the Ethernet cable, and now it's just a matter of doing it. We hope to have it done by the 1st for our soft opening. And we're going to plan a nice big grand opening event and all that, hopefully the first week of January or something.
Yep. But the whole point of this stream is to basically give you a little bit of intel into the virtual worlds if you've never been to one, and to kind of introduce you to it a little bit.
And kind of test our things a little bit as we, run around and build. Maybe we'll get somebody, what's that? Yeah, I want to connect. And it's just kind of our dusting off period.
Pretty much.
And we're just inviting you all to have fun with us.
Yep.
So.
Now, the first screen, the first person you saw me as was actually a, what do you call it? An agent for the grid. Okay, it was called Grid Library, and I was putting clothes and an outfit on that particular avatar so that Sonia can make it to where when you go to our website and you sign up to become
It'll
a member,
give you pictures of the avatars. Shut up.
you can choose from different avatars, whether male, female, or even furry.
I can have all kinds of categories. Right now, the 3 are male, female, and other, and furry. So I'm going to put male humans, female humans, furries, and others be robots. And so there's people that run around robots and stuff. And
you can be anything you want to be in these, which is the great part. It's like when most people look at your avatar, they're seeing, a representation of your personality.
Nikki's on the bottom, by the way. I'm on the top.
You may want to make it daylight, dear.
Intro. There we go. Your avatar is who you are. If you don't know the term avatar,
Well,
right now
from the movie Avatar.
Well, yes and no. But right now, when you log on, if you log on tonight, you'll show up as an orange cloud, and if you pop on with us tonight, we'll kind of get you sorted out.
Right.
And we hopefully this week I'll have some starting avatars on the website for newer folks who can pop on there and choose a default look, I guess, or appearance.
Right.
Is what I'm looking for. There are places all over our grid where you can find shoes, clothes, other skins, and all that.
Okay, the easiest way for us to do this is because I haven't created my secondary yet.
Yeah. Follow Nikki while she's getting set up. Yeah, and you can also custom do your stuff. If you've joined if you know Second Life and all that, you know the game, you know the routine. You can create your own clothes, create your own stuff. We hope to get some people coming in and putting their stuff out there. There are ways to bring in your stuff from other grids. We're not hypergrid enabled per se, but there are ways to import your inventories and stuff. We don't necessarily condone those because they're technically copyright stuff. But if you created it and all that, there's a way to save it and create and bring it into our world. We'll help you bring your creations into world if you don't know how. If it belongs to somebody else and you technically stole it, don't put it on the grid.
Please. Now, there are exceptions to the rules here. Like, if you go into Second Life, because this is one of the things I'm actually about to do. I'm going to buy a set of scripts from a woman that is going to allow me to take those scripts into my own world.
Yeah, if the license allows you to do that kind of stuff, it's perfectly allowed.
We encourage that.
Yeah, there are creators out there. So yeah, I know there's other worlds out there. I am pretty much based in this world, but you can buy a license, or I'll allow you to take it other places.
Right.
If the license for your object and all that has a type that, we will help you get it in where you need to, so you don't have to do anything illegally.
Now, I myself am a designer and creator in the virtual worlds. Most of the stuff you see is either going to be made by Sonia or myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for our products, if you wanted to take one of our things out to another world, I've got no problem with that. All you got to do is tell me what world, so I know it wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't charge anything for it. Just tell me you're doing it.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff out there on a site called Outworlds that has a lot of stuff that people create over the couple of decades.
It's got what's called a Creative Commons license.
Yeah, and that stuff is freely available for anybody to download it, anybody to upload. In fact, the majority of OS Grid and a lot of the free grids out there have a lot of those freebies out there.
But just keep in mind, even if it's a Creative Commons license, okay, that does not mean that you can set up your own shop and sell these items. No, the Creative Commons license is so you can take these items and make your own thing with them,
Mm-hmm.
or basically give them away to other people for free on your grid or whatever grid.
Hence the term freebies.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of freebie areas out there, a lot of stuff that we got from the freebie mall that's out there available for download by the Linda Kelly.
Yes.
She created a lot of stuff that she put out for people to upload to their own grids, their own worlds.
And you'll even notice, like, if you are familiar with OpenSim and everything like that, you could go there and it says you open the information for the object, basically the edit window, and you'll see it listed, creator, the blah 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 at say osgrid.org, But you'll come to our grid and it'll
have a bunch of questions.
Galileo as the creator, but that's because I uploaded it onto our grid.
Yeah.
I'm not the creator. It just, unfortunately, that's the downside. I can't transfer the information for the creator.
If you'll see my screen right up here, there's a bunch of question marks because that creator string, UUID it's called, does not exist on our world, and since the server code that we run, Halcyon, does not connect to the hypergrid, it can't pull that information.
Right.
But if you create something in our world,
You
then
will be listed as
yeah.
the creator.
Or if you connect in, or if you build it in one of the connected Halcyon worlds, Savaria, a few others, I believe there is a way for that stuff to come in
Okay.
through the code, the way the coders are doing it.
Well, the easiest way for me to show them how to start out would be let me walk them through.
Yeah, Nikki's going to run you through.
Okay.
I guess she's going to create an alt. You want me to do a maximize screen for you, baby?
Sure.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me do a copy here.
Because I'm sure they've had time enough to read it.
And I'm going to just create something right quick so you can fully see my baby screen. And give me 1 second.
Just breaking stuff.
Okay, I just got it kind of sorted out so you can see her screen and still see us at the same time. Here. And you can still see our links and stuff. Hey ZZ, how you doing? You snuck in on us. ZZ French Manicured is my sister. She lives in Georgia, west of Atlanta, kind of underneath Tennessee, if I remember correctly. She's out in the sticks. And let me...
Make sure.
All right, let me just kind of shrink ourselves there a little bit so you guys can see a little more of the screen.
Alright, so starting out, you go to, well, I'm actually on the wrong page. Okay, go to moonlightestates.me.
You might have to do www.
Let's find it. No, I did not.
Okay. Yeah, they're on 2 different servers. My web pages are hosted off-site, so I don't have to worry about power outages and all that. When we were moving all that stuff, my site was down for a long time. So I moved it up there, and it runs a little bit faster for like design creations, my personal sites. So away you go, baby.
Okay, so this is the main landing page that you go to. Okay, and that's just moonlightestates.me. Go ahead and read through it if you want to. As you can see, we have some buttons down at the bottom, which is the account portal, the support portal, our wiki and frequently asked questions, our gallery, our blog, and of course a way to contact us.
Yeah, the contact is just an email link. The wiki and the wiki's kind of being, I'm still learning. I'm not a wiki person. The blog is kind of old, but I think I just posted something the other night in there. The gallery is, of course, our pictures. The support portal is just a help ticket system run by Spiceworks. That's another server that's hosted by another company that allows us to do support.
But while I'm sitting on this page, I can remind my lovely wife here.
Did the fan just turn off?
It did. To change the link colors for this page.
The link up at the top there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It kind of blends in.
Yeah. I gotta just double it. If you hover over it,
yeah,
it should.
You could see it.
Yeah. I just gotta change some code. I just threw it up there really, really fast.
Okay, so anyway. Alright, so back to what we were doing. So we're going to go to account portal here. And it brings you to this main page.
It's not the prettiest. The creator, you guys may know him as Vinhold Starbrook if you're into the Halcyon scene and all that. He is a self-proclaimed, I am not an artist. He's a coder, he's database and does all, he does some really great work. He's not visually creative. So yes, our page is kind of bland, but we'll kind of spruce it up a little bit. We don't do what like a lot of people do is, they'll use WordPress or Joomla or something like that that stick it in a little box. I like having everything over there and everything nice and clean and give credit where credit's due.
And this way too, we don't have to worry about any actual scripting on our part.
Yeah, and iframes and all that weird baloney and
Right.
just a site, and we'll add pictures and all that. And when I interact with Vinhold and all that, some of the stuff like when you log on, you'll see there's a friends list. That's something I suggested to him a long time ago, back in 2016, and he implemented that and some other stuff. So yeah, we're always talking, and you
Okay.
know,
All right. So from this page, you would go to new account. Okay. You can read all this stuff here, our mission statement and whatnot. How to connect to the grid. Please read this before you actually create your account. It is vital.
yeah. And there will be, when you do create your account, I'll bring you another page which will reiterate some of this information, mainly that second paragraph there. You also see where it says avatar selection. That's where the images will be for the different avatars, male, female, furry, other, and all that stuff. And you select the image, and that's who you'll appear as. Right now, that's not active because they made a change on how they do that, and I wasn't told how it's done now. So once I get that set up, you can choose your thing. Right now, you'll be a cloud. If you join us tonight, we'll help you get started.
Sorry, forgive me for a second. I have a very lazy kitten.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll open the window.
Go for it.
Okay.
You want to take the lazy boy?
You're gonna give me the tag dance?
Yeah.
Yes, Oh, this is one of our little troublemakers. The laziest of the two.
Okay, so once you've read everything through and you know what you got to do, you'll come down here to the little input section, create your first name, create your last name. Of course, this one is off the table.
Yeah, there will be a few names that you won't choose. Galileo, Moon, a couple others.
Yeah, Galileo and Moon. If you see people in world with those two last names, that means they actually are part of the grid crew.
Yeah, if the Moon, Galileo, Tester, those are created by us or people that work with us to manage the grid. Also, I'll ban Linden and a few others, so there's no confusion of other places. But it can be pretty much anything you want as long as it's not profane.
Right. That. If you want to receive offline emails, make sure you check the box. If you want to be listed in the directory, make sure you check the box. And once you've put in your first name, last name, password, and your email address, you click register.
Cross your fingers, everything should work.
Okay.
And there is the page that I said reiterates some of the information, has the grid address. We'll also have a little bit more information on there as I go.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
Click on home, right click.
Okay.
Now she'll show you how you log into your account on the website to manage email, password, and a few other little things.
Okay, so I just created that. Okay, so as you can see from this page, you can put in a new email address, you can change your password, set your preferences, whether you want to be listed in the directory or receive offline IMs. You can do a search if you want to select your partner. They'll get the email, they click on the email, your partner, and your groups will be listed down here.
Yeah, group membership. In fact, I will quickly do that on my account so you can kind of see it on my screen. Let me copy that right quick. Duplicate. So you can kind of see a full-blown. Give me 1 second. I'll create that. Oh, excellent. Okay. And let me just reset the okay, you see on my screen, you got the groups that I'm a part of, your friends that are online at the moment, and then you can see that I am a partner with Nikki. So that's kind of what a full-blown website looks like. Right.
But since you're just starting out, it'll look like the one I've got showing.
Right, and let me go back to Nikki's screen. All right, so that's pretty much how you handle your information within World. If you forget your password, there is a forget password link that will send you an email, and then you confirm that email and all that, and it'll send you a new password, and go ahead and make your change and all that. The password you select here will be the password and the name you use to log into what they call as the viewer. And Nikki will get into that step here in a moment.
Okay. So from here, if you want to browse around and take a look at everything that's here, you can. There's the About Us, which says Meet the Team, and About Design Creations. You can click on the world map. Let me actually do that really quick.
That's our grid as it stands now.
As soon as it finishes loading.
You can see we are very design oriented. You'll look at other grids, they're just a bunch of boxes and squares, interconnected. We kind of follow the original Second Life thing where they had the big main line, everything's connected, and people are at first you couldn't fly, you couldn't teleport, you could just walk around. As things got different, you could teleport, you could fly, and all that stuff. But the main line kind of stayed there. I like walking around. I like seeing what's out there. I've met some cool people. I found some interesting stuff out there just by wandering around. So we kind of follow that philosophy as well. You can see our mainland. And if you zoom in, you'll see our landing down there in the lower corner above Moonlight Estates. And a few other little places. But that is kind of Moonlight Estates as a whole right there. And it will grow. There's going to be a few little extra places that aren't connected. And I'll have areas where people can fly and sail and do all that fun stuff outside of the borders of the main land. Unfortunately, I don't believe there is a way through Halcyon to actually create dynamically a region as you go. Hopefully that'll become a feature one of these days. I know OpenSim is working on it. Ability to create endless land and sea, but it doesn't quite work right.
Okay. So after the world map, you've got our gallery, and it can't be reached at the moment. So.
Yeah. Go back to the gallery. Take off that %20 blank. I gotta change the link in there. That's my boo boo. And I will fix that here right now.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and wait for 10 minutes for it to load.
It
and
should take 10 minutes to load.
Don't worry about it, honey. Then you've got the blog, our policy center, which has our banking policy, community standards, DMCA, the gambling policy, our privacy policy, our terms of service, third-party viewer policy, and our website's disclaimer. And of course, the last link, you've got the support, the frequently asked questions, the support links, the wiki, the help desk, and of course, you can contact us as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the home page here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my viewer. And right now, I am using the newest Firestorm viewer. If you do want to do this and you need a viewer, you can do a search for Phoenix Firestorm and you'll get the website for this viewer. And right now it is the best viewer out there. You know, it's a little ahead of our time at the moment.
Yeah, because Second Life pretty much drives
The code.
the viewer creation and code and all that, and what features they release it to. They release their code base to other developers out there who create the third party viewers. Um, a word on on viewers: if you use Firestorm, you have to use the OpenSim enabled version, because there's a Second Life version and there's an OpenSim version, because there are some code differences between Second Life and OpenSim worlds within the viewers that will break things. So instead of trying to put everything together, and the Firestorm developer said, "Oh, we're not going to support OpenSim anymore," there was an uproar. And it's okay, we will provide another one, but that one's going to get kind of secondary support and code behind the main Second Life, because that's their bread and butter.
Okay. Anyway, there are a ton of different third-party viewers out there. The best one so far that I have found, of course, is Firestorm, and after that is Alchemy. Right now, those run the best, as far as I can tell, at least with my usage. But okay, so let's go. If you need to add to your viewer, you're going to go up here, and I can't actually see what it says because I have a clock in the way. I have to reinstall my Windows to get rid of it. Anyway, you're going to go up here, go to where your preferences are, or just click Control P, and it'll bring up this same window. You'll go down here to where it says OpenSim, and you'll type in that address that you saw on the web page.
The Connect page.
Okay.
Yeah, I will get that, but it is, if you look on the www.moonlightestates.me, the big link down at the bottom there, on the bottom of our screen, that will give the grid address as well. Grid.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, grid.moonlightestates.me:8002.
Right. Just leave off the hop.
Yeah. When we were hypergrid connected, that worked, but yeah, I will make that change.
Okay, so it would look right here, this top one, where it says grid URI. It's grid.moonlightestates.me:8002.
Yeah. :8002.
Whatever.
You put that in there where it says add new grid, click apply. If all goes well,
You'll see the rest of this pop in there.
you'll
It'll
scroll down to
automatically-
Moonlight Estates and you'll see all that information in there.
Okay, once all that's in, you can click OK. And it'll populate down in here. You just need to choose where it is
Mm-hmm.
and then enter in your information. So.
Each viewer is slightly different. One will have a grid list. There's a couple of little things, but the process is pretty much the same because they're all based on the same code base. There's a few others that made it a little easier. There are a few others that didn't. Yeah, Bubba J. She saw Bubba J somewhere.
It was the splash screen.
Oh, yeah. One of our test avatars back in the day, I called Bubba J Tester. And we created a place called Bubba J's Ice House, which we'll probably visit tonight.
Okay, you will get this upon first until we add avatars and everything for the sign-up screen. Right now, it'll just say cannot put on the outfit. The requested location is not currently available.
The requested location might still get, I don't know where that is a bug as, but if those pop up, it's no biggie, no big deal.
Basically, it just means you're at the starting sim, which is our welcome area, and you have no clothes. So you're a cloud.
Yeah, and when we do get starting avatars, if you do pop up as a cloud and you get that message, shoot us a ticket, shoot us a number in case something's broken. But you should be able to pop up as you, and your stuff on there. Like I said, I don't know the current process for adding the starting avatars. There were some changes, and Vinhold sent me the code, but really no explanation. So I have to wait for that stuff so I can do that.
So this is the main landing area. Okay, this is where everybody lands when they first sign up. So just follow me along here. We're going to go over this little bridge because it's the only way you can go at the moment. And yes, it's a little glitchy. Like Sonia said, it's because we're on a Wi-Fi, other servers on a Wi-Fi connection, and we are on a Wi-Fi connection. So.
No, we're not on a Wi-Fi. Our computers are hardwired into the modem, but the server is on a Wi-Fi, and we are currently streaming at the moment. So yeah, there is a little bit of lag on the viewer side as far as looking at it on the website, and we are also probably filling up our Wi-Fi bandwidth, but that should be solved here within the week once we get an Ethernet cable run out to it, and there should be no issues whatsoever. But as far as glitching, you just see a little, you might jump a couple of steps. It's definitely not a Twitch gaming platform as far as, shoot at each other and hit that person before they shoot you. But it's just a place to really do other stuff. If you want to shoot and die and all that, you can go play Halo or something.
I told you, she's very talkative tonight.
Sorry, I will shut up now.
I'm just messing with you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so off we keep going. Then here.
Oh, by the way, the gallery link is fixed on the page.
Okay. To the store. Yes, there's a plane in there.
Yeah. I don't remember where I got it. I downloaded it from somewhere and stuck it up there, and just because I like planes.
Okay, so I have not touched this building at all since we put it up, so nothing is set up in here yet. But normally there would be some avatars, packages that you could grab, quick AOs if you don't like the ones that came with the default, things like that. So, but for right now, since they are not in here, we are going to, and I will come back to the landing here in a moment.
And I'll join you here in a second.
For right now,
Oh, she's going to jump somewhere.
I am going to my store to get some clothes.
Where she went. Yeah, but as you follow the path,
I
there's
don't
a
know
little
what-
bit of freebie section, and there are places that kind of get you outfitted.
Don't spoil it. 'Cause I will show it. Okay. But I had to come over here to my store to. Oops. Get a few things. Now that I've done that,
There it is.
I'm going back to the landing. Bye.
And she's heading back to where she was.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if this is going to let me rinse. No. Okay.
You got a little res area over there on the other side.
Is it set up for it? I don't think it is.
I downloaded the ore from Dream Grid, so.
It's not set up yet. I haven't parceled everything yet.
Oh, the ore doesn't have parcels and all
No.
that?
I have to redo all of that. So I
Okay, let me.
either need God mode or I need to go to the sandbox. So I'm just going to head over to the sandbox.
Yeah, the sandbox is where. It's a sandbox. It's where you test stuff and play with
Well,
stuff.
this one is a very small sandbox specifically for resing out things that you buy that, say the store doesn't allow you to res boxes or bags or whatever at their location. That's fine. We have as you can see, a cute little res area right here.
Oh, that's not the sandbox. That's the res area.
This is the res area.
Yeah, there's a res area and a sandbox. The sandbox is where you'll see people working on things and building things. Our original sandbox is just a little cute little area, but we'll have bigger ones for bigger projects for people to do. There's an adult one for people to work on, skins,
Yeah,
and
okay.
adult items.
All right. So as you can see, what I did was I just highlighted this and then dragged it out to the ground. And now I've got a bag on the ground. Okay, I right click on it, left click open. As you can see, it's full of all kinds of stuff. Copy to my inventory.
Yeah, and if you've done Second Life and Worlds and Grid and all that stuff, you know the process.
Yep. Now I'm gonna right click and delete that bag.
Yeah, we'll do streams where we'll go through some more detail on this stuff. Some more how-tos.
And yeah, the AO that's in here is broken.
Which AO?
It's a casual girl, but it's not the right one.
Yeah, you can get that in Star Trek South.
I plan on showing it.
And you can now see, forgive her if she's naked. She's putting clothes on.
It's just taking a minute to load.
Yeah, there we go.
And my shoes still didn't go on right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go up here and
Double check your group stats. Double check it.
What?
Double check your groups right quick to see if you're on the starter group. I want to make sure that worked.
No, wait. No.
Okay. With each new avatar that gets created, we will have everybody will be joined to what would be called the Moonlight starter group, and that's where people will be hanging out that will help you to do this kind of stuff if you don't know what you're doing. It'll also be a place to find someone to help you with other projects. Maybe you need a mentor. Maybe you're looking for something specific in world. There will be people there to be able to kind of help you around.
Okay. She's got hair. Just had to adjust it a little bit. Sorry if I'm going like super fast. Just been a habit for me.
Like I said, we'll do more videos here as time goes on for people who are brand new, who don't know what they're doing, making them find a few links in our frequently asked questions and all that stuff.
And yes, I went down really low because I just took off the pants. This way you don't have to see the naked girl. May have to re-upload my alpha. The alpha's still not working. Okay. We're going to get a glimpse of how to upload here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. She looks okay. Yep, now she looks okay. That. And of course she freezes in there. Alright, so since the animation override was bad in that particular bag, we are going to go and get us a new one. This. And I'm really bad about hopping around, sorry. Okay. And so you can see this is illusion animations. That's the name of this place. Okay. And the reason I give you the name of this place is because if you were to go into search for places, once I put it in the directory, it'll show up here. Okay. If you just type in illusion or animations, okay, it should populate in your search there. But for now, we're going to do the newbie walk. This is why I'm hopping around and I'm not walking.
Yeah, when you first start out, you kind of look like walk around like you got a big old stick up your butt.
Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, there's a female and a male AO the second you walk in the door. Okay, and then there's a bunch of other female AOs over here. Now there are more than just these. Now the one this one actually came with is over here, but I'm actually going to go. If I don't fall off into the middle of this little pond there. And what is on the floor? I got a terrible. Okay. So I'm going to walk into the other building here. Here, and there's a lot more AOs over here. Okay, this just happens to be what I like. Copy that. Out. Open it. Copy inventory. And then go to that one. Now with these AOs, I would recommend clicking, right click on it and click attach to, and then your bottom right. That puts it right over here. Okay. And as you can see, she's no longer standing like she has stick stuck up her butt. Okay, so now she's got an AO as well. Once you've got an AO and you've got clothes on, now it's time to explore. So we are going to take a trip back to the landing area. And no, I can't see it. Don't know why it's got a pink thing over it.
That has to do with the mapping. It's always done that to us. I'm not 100% sure why.
Thankfully, I have it to where you land at the same spot every single time you come into the landing, which is at the landing area right inside the circle. So it doesn't matter where you click on it, you're going to land right here. Okay. And yeah, I no longer run like I got to stick up my butt either. Okay, so here, this is what I was thinking. Okay. And of course it says take a walk on Tutorial Road. You can learn how to walk, talk, chat, listen to music, building basics, texture basics, and a lot more. Okay. Speed through this area right quick. And yes, that is an owl. Not a very good owl, but he's an owl. He hoops. Okay. So, as you can see, the very first sign, it tells you getting started on Moonlight Grid. Yes, we are Moonlight Estates, but we were Moonlight Grid, so I will change that later on down the road. You get basic tutorials on moving around, chatting, using voice, interacting with objects, using search. Basically just follow the road, and it teaches you how to do all that.
Yeah, this is if you've never used Second Life or any of that stuff. It just kind of tells you the basics.
Walking,
if you're an old veteran, you know the drill.
Running, flying, text chatting, voice chatting, object interacting, media, making friends, all that is listed on Tutorial Road. And then you've got learning to build on Tutorial Road.
And there's a copy of the Learning to Build on the main sandbox. Because sometimes people, even though they're veteran and been around, they forget how to do something, so it's a good place to look on and go, oh yeah, that's how you do it, I remember.
Okay, so of course I'm just going to walk through this. I'm not going to walk you through the entire thing. But you've got moving a box, or building a box, rotating a box, stretching a box, texturing a box. Let's see, making copy of boxes, linking boxes, hollowing a box, cutting a box, twisting a box, tapering a box, changing the shape, making your box physical, making your box phantom, naming your box, making a column. So lots of goody little things. Okay, after you get through tutorial road, you will go to, now's the fun part. You go to Freebie Center. Now this will have a lot more stuff in it. I'm just starting to put stuff out here, so I am still missing quite a lot of stuff out here. But if you didn't have a pre-made full-on avatar like I did, you can come over here. We've got clothes, textures, hair, and if you see these little push pins right by the lattice that it's sitting next to, that's a landmark going to the location of that store. I haven't done any of these yet, so I can't just click on it. Well,
It might.
well, I don't know if the landmark's actually going to work, but we'll try it here in a second.
If the region and all that is correct.
Okay. I haven't even lit all the torches yet. Okay, there's, let's see, scripts over here. Like I said, textures, clothes. There's eyes if you want to change the color of your eyes. Excuse me. Go on the back side here. More hair. And yes, that's basically a different color of the version of hair that Sonia was wearing.
Okay. The original, the starter group works now.
Okay. Let's see. More from textures. Some clothes over here. Okay. Like I said, there's eyes and everything. And this section will be filled out a lot more in the coming days. Now, like I was saying in the circle when I couldn't res out the box to unpack my ready-made outfit, this is normally the unpacking and res area for this set.
Yeah, so when you come in and you're not 100% happy with the look of your starting avatar, you follow the road, you go to that freebie area. This is where you can drop your bag, your box, whatever, unpack it, and put the clothes on like she showed you on that one other region.
Right.
That other region is for, is just another place for people to do it, because some people don't want people to res out a false ATM or something, you know, a false box over their vendor to steal their money or steal someone's money.
Right.
Yes, there are nasty assholes out there that do that kind of stuff. So they'll say, you can buy my stuff, but you can't res here, prevent someone from putting something up illegally, or people just, buying stuff, resing it out, and then leaving it behind and cluttering and making a mess. It's like buying a burger, walking out of the table, and leaving your stuff on the table.
Now, the next section you'll see there's this really pretty gazebo here with some.
We created that, by the way, and the furniture that's in it.
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, one of the little bugs that's in Halcyon right now is that note cards are not working. So, unfortunately, because of that reason, I have not been able to do the fit.
Note cards and objects might work.
They don't.
They don't?
No.
You can't
Note
drop
cards at all do not work.
Oh. Let me check some stuff, because some of the stuff that
I have tried.
that means nothing works.
Pretty much.
Alright, I gotta get out there and see what's going on, because that really destroys a lot.
Yes, it does. That's the whole reason we left Halcyon to begin with.
And you need note cards for the script, right?
Mm-hmm. I need note cards for most of my scripts.
Yeah, there is a big bug. There's a rumor that somebody fixed it but didn't share it. We don't know. There was a specific person a few years ago that just jumped all over developers, was throwing a hissy fit and all that, and everybody kept up with this, and basically we're assholes. And the developer said, okay, I'm out of here. One of the main developers was told by his job, you either work for us or you don't work at all. And then COVID and all that hit, so development's kind of stale. Hopefully some of that will get fixed, and with things getting back to normal out there in the world.
To be fair, as well, the main person working on this that's bringing it all back to life, unfortunately, he was kind of in the same boat that we were in. He just had to move twice and is trying to set up his stuff. And
he doesn't do a lot of the Halcyon code. His son does.
But he's the one that instigates all of it.
A lot of times, yeah. He's a big push for Halcyon and all that. And he's doing the website code. His son is kind of the main developer for Halcyon now, but their lives were busy. COVID hit. They just moved across state twice. And they're trying to get their little farm together before the winter hits. So we should hopefully see something in the coming weeks, some more development as things slow down for them.
Right.
And as more interest picks up in grid and as more word gets out there.
Okay, so continuing where we left off, keep going down the road.
And it isn't just 2 or 3 people doing it. There's a whole team of them, but the dumpster fire in the past 2 years, 3 years, kind of put everybody into a back seat. And people are starting to reemerge again and get interested again.
Okay, so this is where the road forks. You can continue forward and go to the teleport area, or you can turn this way and go over the bridge. Now, what's over the bridge is not set up yet. As you can see, the sign still says coming soon. But this building over here will be how you get your money.
You want to explain that?
Okay. If you're familiar with the virtual world, you're familiar with Podex. That's what this building is for. It's for a Podex economy system.
And if you're in virtual world, you've been in Second Life and all that, you're familiar with Linden's.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with any of that and you're going, hey, do what? That's okay. Basically, a Podex machine is an ATM that you would say, okay, you want to buy 500. We call ours Moonies and not Linden. That's the money. So you want to buy 500
What would
Moonies.
Codex call it? Would it be called?
Okay, no, it uses our own.
Okay.
It uses our own stuff. It's just the buy and sell is through them. That's the only difference.
You may also be familiar if you've been with Globits. That was an addition to the world economy,
right.
Whereas Podex is a third-party processor that handles your currency transactions.
Right.
And all the financial regulations, all that baloney.
The reason we are going with the third-party processor is because that way it takes all the legal and tax responsibility off of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're our banker, basically.
Yeah. If you have an issue with money, you talk to Podex, not us.
Yeah. Well, you let us know, hey, I bought something went wrong. We will go from there and put you in touch with the right people.
Right.
But Podex having them running is we don't have to worry about registering as a bank and all the financial rules for the countries. They handle all that stuff, and they're basically our processor, kind of like PayPal is for a lot of merchants out there.
Right.
Who want to sell stuff online. They send them through PayPal. PayPal handles all that, takes their little cut and goes.
Okay.
As far as I know, Podex doesn't take a cut of anything, so...
No, actually, we get the cut. 2%.
Okay, but the thing is, the current system that Halcyon uses and Bob Vinhold did is through PayPal. PayPal charges their percent. We can pass that on to the user. So if you buy $5 worth of Moonies, it may cost you $5.60 for the PayPal processing. Right. We hope to kind of eliminate a lot of that baloney.
Right.
So if you want $1 worth of Moonies, you get $1 worth of Moonies.
Right. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this is what the Podex machine looks like, pretty much. Granted, it looks a little better than that nowadays, but this is a Podex ATM. Okay. So, what you're seeing in world, this would be our Podex office, okay? So, that's what they're talking about when they say if this is your first transaction, we ask you to log into your world and teleport to the Podex office. The easiest way is to search option, of course, and look for Podex Exchange.
Yeah, and when she says search, can you when you go back to world, just bring up the search box.
This is your search. I've already showed it to him once.
Oh yeah, and you put the Codex in there. I don't know if she's named that parcel and all that. And there will be other vendors and all that creators
Okay.
can grab a copy of the ATM, put it on their in their store on their parcel to just kind of make things convenient for you. They don't own that ATM. It all goes through Codex. What's up?
No, tried to go into God mode and I forgot I can't yet.
Oh,
because I was going to show them exactly how it's done, but I can't rename the parcel.
Can I do that for you?
Right click on the land.
I assume I need to zoom out so I can see what I'm doing.
Really, you just got to right click on the land.
I'm sorry.
Go to about land. Go to the top. And just rename it Codex.
But that renames the entire region.
All right, then I can't walk you through subdividing.
I can do that. I can edit terrain.
It's already on select land.
So I just
do that for now, and I'll fix it later.
What needs to be fixed?
I just do that for now.
And subdivide. And then
inside those lines.
Yeah. Then I walk inside. Let me reset my camera.
Yep. Go to about land.
I know. This part I do remember. And I would call it what? Codex Exchange?
Just Codex for now.
Okay.
Okay. As you can see up top here, it did rename. It's now named Codex.
They can't see. Oh yeah, it can be seen.
They should be able to. Yeah. So I'm in places. So now if you put in Codex, and of course, all right, click on about land again.
Oh, I got to show it in search. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. I forgot a step.
Objects or the one after it?
Options. Show place and search. Save no damage. Set landing point. I'll let you do the picture.
Yeah.
All right, now it should show up.
Okay. If it's working, it should show up.
There it is.
Okay.
And there'll be a pretty picture and all that stuff and information.
But this would be, and then you can click teleport and it'll bring you right to it. Okay.
I believe, I subdivided Bubba's, but I forgot to.
I subdivided Bubba's.
Well, yeah, you subdivided. I put some information in there and I put it in a pic, but I don't know if it's set in search.
I already had everything set.
Show place and search.
Yeah, I had that clicked.
I'm just hoping there isn't another bug.
Comes up on mine. Baby.
Oh, it'd help if I.
Just type in Bubba.
Fucking autofill. Oh, Bubba Space J. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's Bubba Space J, not just Bubba J.
So as you can see, the search works. Everything's good. Okay. Anyway, so back to Codex. When you're in the office, you click the ATM, and you'll be redirected to a web page with the form, to the amount that you want to buy, and your method of payment. You proceed to the payments page. You pay. As soon as your transaction is accepted, your avatar will be donated with the appropriate amount.
And you'll see the amount up in the left-hand corner, just under our camera pictures. But if it's successful, you'll see the amount of moonies you have. There is a little button down there that says buy MOs. That does not work. It is hard-coded to SecondLife. and the developers Firestorm refuse to change it, or they are not allowed to change it. You'll just get an error message.
Okay. The very first time you buy from the ATM, you will also receive a HUD. Now, a HUD is kind of like this AO right here. This is what we call the HUD. Now, if I was in another world, I could show you other examples of a HUD.
Let me.
I can show them in a few minutes when I switch over to my main.
Okay. Yeah, a HUD is, heads up device.
Right. So you could basically place it anywhere on your screen, only wear it when you want to, do transactions, or leave it on all the time. That's up to you.
Yeah, there are some default places that you can place a HUD. I think in the four corner or the center, but then you can click on the HUD and go into edit mode and drag it on your screen. If you want it somewhere else, and maybe if you want it in the center bottom, but usually it gets put in the creator's default spot, and then you can adjust from there.
Now, the picture that you're seeing that I'm showing right here is an actual Codex exchange place. I could, walk you through the video and everything, but
we will put links.
Yeah. But basically, you see there's buttons of how to buy, how to sell. There's even an affiliate program where you can actually earn a little bit of Codex on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a percentage of the transactions through your particular ATM and store.
Right. So.
Now, keep in mind, even though we're talking about money and Codex and Moonies and all that,
that
is not our driving force.
Right.
It's just something that people, I like your world. Can I make a little bit of money? It's like, sure, you can, but it's not our drive. Don't base your business out of there solely in order to earn a living, put food on the table. If you want to drive a little bit of income to drive some of your development, some of your creation process, we allow you to be able to do that. But if you want to put food on the table, have a job or go to more established places that, will go. We're just a safe community place. We hope to be around for a long time, but there'll be a day where we'll say, hey, we're getting old, we're getting sick, whatever, nobody's taking over. We don't want to take food out of people's mouths. There's a bunch of grids that started up and went away, took everybody's stuff and took everybody's livelihood with it.
Now, don't get me wrong. You want to store here, you want to sell your stuff, that's more than fun.
Oh, yeah, we'll support you 100%.
Because I have my own store here, as you saw. Moonlight Fashion is my store. Those are the things that I create, that I design. And some of them are not free. I worked very hard on those.
Yeah, our drive is, for people to get together, be able to communicate, people who are having problems in real world, real life, with depression, abuse, drugs or all that, PTSD, anything, can find like-minded people and interact in a safe environment. If someone's dealing with, an abusive spouse or abusive, significant other, and they can't leave the house, but they can sit privately in a room and connect and maybe talk to other people and get some help. That's, those are the things we're really driving.
I can tell you this right now. If you're in a abusive relationship to me, I will talk to you all day long if I need to.
Yeah, if you're having a hard time with going on and thinking horrible thoughts, hopefully be able to find somebody that will talk you through it. I know I had a hard time at one point, and I called a hotline. Next thing I know, police are at the door and medics and all that. And,
because they traced the call.
Yeah, and all hell broke loose. And the next time I had a hard time, I did not take that route, and things got bad for me because I was afraid. And unfortunately, the next time I did it, I had a lot of help and some good people that stood beside me. Especially the police agency that was unfortunately called by the VA. They went above and beyond the call of duty and treated me great.
Okay, so back to the matter at hand. So after we leave the Codex station, whether you decided to skip the Codex and just come straight, or you come out of the Codex station and you go continue on. Right now we are continuing on.
And I'm going to say, having Codex and buying money and buying stuff in the world is not a requirement.
No,
it is something if you want to do, it is available to you. There's hopefully going to be a lot of freebies out there and people offering stuff. No, I'll give it to you, or there's a place to get it. You don't necessarily have to buy stuff. You don't have to pay for our services. You don't have to pay to be on the grid. And
no, but we won't,
we'll definitely won't turn down any donation. There'll be donation, or because any little money to help put into an account in case knock on wood, a machine goes down, or a drive goes bad, or just kind of help some people who are trying to get their foot in the door. We can float them a little bit here and there too.
Okay, so keep on walking. You see all these nice little stone things with the little swirly in the middle. Those are portals.
Speaking of freebies, these were done on the Freebie World by Linda Kelly. I don't know who the original owner is, but these are one of the items that we got that were a freebie, freely available out there, and we use on our own grid.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are some really neat things out there that are for free.
Okay. Are they working?
No. The test one I did was on the tester region. But once we decide which script we're using, I will get them working within the next few days.
Okay. Well, take this one for example. Okay, if I were to walk into the portal, so I would physically walk into it. Okay. See the text up the top that says this and that furnishings.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay.
That would actually take me. Okay, this is where I am right now. We're going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, over here. In this sim over here, this is where this and that furnishings is located.
Now you can either walk through and it'll automatically take there, or touch it and it'll automatically take there, or if we choose another script, it will pop up this map with the little red circle and you just click teleport and it'll take you there. Right. Depends on which one we want to choose.
Right. For right now, I'm acting like it has the landmark script in it and it pulled up the map and now it's showing you where to teleport. So we're just going to click the teleport button. We give everything. This is very loaded sim. So
this is one of our biggest regions, or fullest regions. And you can tell we are on a bit of a Wi-Fi connection at the moment, so it is taking just a little bit of time to kind of res out.
Supposed to land over here.
Yeah, once we get the portals working, you'll arrive somewhere within this little box.
Yes. Okay, so as you can see, there's a building directly in front of me, but hold your horses. There's stuff outside, and there's more buildings. There's a building over here.
Stuff is still. There. Yeah, stuff is still rezzing. There's stuff.
A really big building up here.
And one of the great things about using Halcyon. Stairs work. You can actually walk up the stairs if you're so inclined to.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you a little bit what's around here so you kind of get an idea. This is mostly all freebie stuff that we found around different grids that has the Creative Commons license.
Yeah, from the freebie malls and all. Most of the stuff came from the freebie mall and the furniture mall. Available on Outworld. If you see people selling this stuff, they probably shouldn't be selling it unless it's Linda Kelly herself.
Right.
But she's provided everything free, so all this kind of stuff you shouldn't see for sale.
Okay, as you can see, there's tables, outdoor stuff, all kinds of stuff. Stairs here. Some more stuff. Yes, that's a really big fish tank. And even some more patio sets.
Yeah, this is all free stuff that we found, and if you click on, you should be able to click on it and choose buy or take a copy.
No, you take a copy.
Okay, yeah. If you say, oh yeah, I want that for my region or my homestead, you right click on it and choose.
Now, I do plan on, before our hard opening, I do plan on basically taking a copy of each one of these sets, putting it into a bag and putting a bag by the set. So you don't have to right click on each individual piece.
You just click on the bag and it automatically goes.
Right. You click on the bag, you get a copy. There you go.
Yeah. But some people don't have coding skills. They just provide something. You'll see a bag actually in front of the fish tank. That's kind of what she's talking about.
Yeah.
You'll see the little dollar sign. Oh, I'm sorry. I am on. Let me go to our double screen. So you can see my screen too. But if I click on there, you can see just above my cursor is a little dollar sign and an L.
And you see, I just clicked on it, and it brings up buy contents, and it tells you everything that's contained in there.
And if it's free, it should say buy for
Zero.
M0. If there's money in there, then you have to have money in your account. It's not a free item.
Right.
Even though it says buy, you are buying it for free unless there's a price. And if there's a price, more than likely that person's vendor will tell you exactly how much it is.
Right.
And you'll see who the creator is. Unfortunately, Halcyon does not pull up the creator. It should say in there probably Linda Kelly was the original creator. I think as we import ores, we might see that information. I don't know.
Possibly.
But these ores have gone through so many different places. They kind of the horror of our collection.
Yeah. Okay, so this building has some light fixtures in it. That side is empty. Go upstairs.
But if there are a bunch of question marks on there and someone's charging money for it, more than likely they probably stole it and question before you actually give that person money. It could be a glitch in the system, or they are trying to sell you something that was originally free. Because if they created it and they are a creator in our world, you will see their profile information in there.
I'm going to give her a give snack.
I will shut up.
Anyway, as you saw, there's a bunch of artwork and everything like that. Okay, so all these buildings kind of house something a little different in each of them. And of course the outside has the big stuff that doesn't fit in the buildings. So, like over here, you've got gamer things, a little cafeteria area, and stuff like that. Here we've got, correctly, this is the true furniture. We've got all different kinds of stuff in here. And this, thankfully, is all scripted. So it just works.
It does work?
Yes.
Check it. Because of note cards.
Most of the stuff doesn't have note cards.
Is it based on the AV center or something else? Or is it just default scripting?
It's default scripting, I believe.
Yeah, so if it's just a plain old one single
See?
script.
As you see, it just works.
Yeah. Some of the more advanced stuff, you write the script, and some of the scripts call a note card, which is just basically an in-world text file that it gets some parameters from. Halcyon has a bug where unless you're the owner of that note card, you can't see that note card. They are tracking it down. They think they know what's going on, but like I said, the past 2 years has been a dumpster fire, and nobody has really chased down that bug to fix it yet.
Okay, so as you can see here, most of this is all the living room sets. I believe. Yeah, so all the living room sets are up in here.
Yeah, and you'll see us popping in and out. That's called teleporting.
Yeah.
Like I said, way back in the early days, all you could do is walk around. Then they introduced flying. Then they introduced telehubs, which you could teleport to the specific spot. Then they did site-to-site teleports, where you can pretty much jump all over. If I go back to my screen again, give me a second. And I just found Nikki, but I can just double click and I pop over there. Your viewer may or may not allow, but it's called double click teleport. You'll just bounce around.
Yeah.
It's just if you're walking across a big expansion, oh, that's really neat. You just click over there and you jump right there.
Keep in mind in Firestorm that setting is not on by default. You have to set it yourself.
Yeah.
But if you need any help with the settings in Firestorm or anything like that, just
Moonlight Starters group, say, hey, how do I do this? And someone will point you to the right place or tell you how to do it.
Absolutely.
And when I say Moonlight Starters, this is the group on my screen.
Which I actually need to do a quick search for it really quick.
You should already be a member. Oh, no. Oh, that's right.
Okay, so as you can see, this is the Moonlight Starters group. I'll pull up their profile.
Let me make your screen big so they can read it. And if you do see typos in places, let us know. I in my profile, I say I'm good at English, bad English, and typo.
Right.
Those are the 3 languages I speak.
Okay, so what you just saw me do really fast was, because I wasn't part of the group, automatically you become a part of this group when you log into the world for the very first time.
And I did test that is working.
Right. Mine didn't, so I had to do it manually.
Yeah, because I forgot to set it up.
To join the group manually, okay, when you do the search for the group, okay, and the group information pops up, you see where it says open profile, and then over here it says join group. That's what I did. I clicked the join group because it isn't open to join group.
And there are some groups that people can create that cost to join.
Yes, so be very careful when joining groups.
And it should tell you if there's a cost.
Most of the time they do. It should say right down in here. If this third box on this side is checked, it'll say cost to join, and it'll tell you how much.
Yeah, but as you click the join, it should tell you it'll charge you, and then you have to confirm it.
Yeah, it'll give you a confirmation box that says, do you really want to join for X amount of dollars?
Yeah. And when they say dollars, we mean moonies, there's 500 moonies to a US dollar.
Right.
So in reality, it's just a couple of cents.
Right. Okay. So as you can see the people in this group here. Members, roles, abilities, banned people, notices. You can send out notices. This is what we meant by...
Okay. Let me do that right quick. When you're talking about notices, notices are usually reserved to group admins and certain people in the group. Since I am an administrator of this group, I have the ability to send a notice. Say there is we're going to take the grid down for a moment to replace something, or say there's a big storm, there's a power outage, we may take the grid down till the storm is over.
Yeah, because we are we are in Oklahoma. We get tornado warnings.
So I will send out a quick notice, and you should just have seen the notice pop up.
Which I have my inventory open. So.
And there it is underneath our camera. So let me move the camera right quick. And you'll see, hi from me, testing. And then you can click on group notices, and they'll show you some past notices, I think up to 10 or something? Or 30 days or something?
I think it's the last 30 days, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so even if you just logged on, you weren't on at the time that the notice came out, when you log on, it should tell you that a group notice was sent. You'll click on it, so you don't have to be online to get the notice.
Right.
But if we are going to go bring the grid down for whatever, we'll also post it on Facebook, our website, and all that. So there are other regions. So if you can't connect to our region, check our website, check our Facebook. Oh, okay, they're down for the time being.
Or if you prefer, check the Discord.
Or yeah, I'm sorry, and Discord too, which is live communication.
Right.
And if you, oh shoot, I'm working on a big project. Can you give me 20 minutes? And if I can give you 20 minutes, I'll give you 20 minutes. But I was like, there's a 50-mile-an-hour wind heading. I gotta shut things down now. I'll let you know.
And unfortunately, here in Oklahoma, that does happen. Storms pop up out of nowhere, and we've got about a 5-minute notice before we've got to shut things down.
Yeah, I do have stuff on battery backups, but Battery backups only last so long. It's just basically gives me enough time to shut things down safely. As time goes on, we may hook it into the generator. We don't know yet. Just depends on how big and pop. If it comes out, it's like, okay, we can hook it up to the generator for the next 2 hours.
Okay, so back to groups.
Okay.
The last 2 tabs in the group you don't ever have to worry about. Okay, that has to deal with the owners of the group and the managers of groups.
Yeah. If you do own a group and create a group, you have access to this stuff.
Right. Okay, so that's in order to join a group chat. Yeah, you can open up the group profile, but the easiest way to do it is right here in your nearby chat windows. Go over to your contacts, click on groups, click on the group you want, and you can click I am call, and it'll open the group chat, and then just type.
Keep in mind
and so
that not all groups allow chats.
Right.
If you don't have an IM chat, that means that person doesn't allow chatting. They just use the group to send out notices and basically advertising because they don't want to, if they've got like 5,000 people on the group and one person says hi, all 5,000 people get that message.
Right. Now, as a grid, I will create a group that will be strictly for advertising, retail stores and things like that. So, yeah, they may have their own group, but not everybody wants to be a part of 50, 60 groups. Yeah. So we'll have that one main group where, merchants and stuff can join and then post notices. That way you have one group that you see all these notices from stores that you might shop at.
Yeah, well, one of the things we might have is an events group. So if you're out there putzing around and somebody's throwing an event, they'll throw out, hey, we're having a party at such and such region, come join us. And you're, oh, that sounds cool. You can click on that notice and usually get a landmark and join the party.
Okay, this group is a perfect example here. This is our Moonlight events group. Okay, any events that is sponsored by Moonlight will be posted here. Okay, now to join this group, you can, of course, do what I just did, do a search for event. The group will pop up. You can
and in the Welcome Center, we will have... In the Welcome Center, we will have a list of groups other than the starters group that you can join for events, merchants, and things like that.
Right. Okay, as I was saying, you can join here from the search or open the profile like I did. Once you open the profile, the join button is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and join that. Okay, and now I'm a member of that group.
Also, can I add, where are you at?
Mm-hmm. I'm still in this and that.
Up there. One thing that you, like I said, for the Moonlight sponsored groups, we will have a little board that has the groups on it that you can join. Everybody automatically joins starters, but we don't want to give everybody a whole bunch of groups because some people really don't want to care about events or buying stuff, so they don't want to be part of that group. Another thing you can do is, if you look at my screen, I'm going to click on Nikki or Jupiter.
Yeah.
Click on her profile and it gives me information about her. You'll see in here where it says groups. Oh, that sounds like a cool group. So like Moonlight Starters, I'll look on here, click on information, our Moonlight events. There's another way to find out about groups. Oh, cool, that looks like a good group. I'll join that. It's a great place to find out, oh, where did they buy that? If you can just ask the person, or if they're away from their keyboard, you can click on them and see if they are part of that store's group. Or you might find other stores in there, other things that are interesting. So looking at people's profile is kind of like looking at their Facebook page, their dating profile, blah, 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 blah.
Correct. If you need to do a search for a person, it's kind of the same thing.
Do a search for Bubba.
I already put in myself.
Oh, yeah.
Just my other avatar. Okay. Open their profile. Again, you can see all... I have more groups than Sony does because I start creating them. So I've got Moonlight, that's not here. Okay. Double click on that, it's going to open up the profile for Moonlight Fashion.
That's Nikki's store.
Yep. And as you can see, there's a join now button. I'm joined.
You're not a member. Oh, that's right,
It's
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
But you also see the person's age. Age as far as how long they've been on the grid.
Right.
Age, everybody on the grid, you're going to assume is at least 18 or older. There is a way on there to say that someone is verified that they're 18. That comes with the coding behind the scenes. But you can pretty much guarantee just about everybody is 18 or older. That's our policy. If we do find someone that is under 18, we'll politely ask them to leave unless we have a specific area for anyone that's under 18 because a agency or a group that's affiliated with wants to have young members join to partake, but those regions, those areas will be restricted so there won't be any wrongdoing and predators and stuff.
Okay, yes, I just went through my main avatar's profile and joined basically all the groups. And that is because most of the time, if I'm in work mode, I'm going to be on Jupiter, my alt. Okay?
Yeah, she's ready to play and party and hang out and chat. She's Nikki.
Yeah.
If she's working, she's Jupiter, and she probably doesn't want to be bothered.
Pretty much.
Or she's really busy, doesn't have time to stop and chat.
But,
if she's on a Nikki, she's just looking out to have some fun.
Right. But on Jupiter, even if you post in the chats, the group chats or whatnot, and ask a question, if I'm on, I'm still going to answer. Or I'll help in any way I can. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Our residents will always come first.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing I do have to specify. It doesn't matter what we are in the middle of, or just starting, or just finishing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. If you pop up with a problem, you say, "Hey, I need some help with that." We may say, "Give me 5 minutes, and I'll help you out." Or we say, "Go talk to so they can help you right this second."
Right.
Yeah. We will always, if we are physically at the keyboard, we will always strive to answer you within a few seconds.
Right. Now, I do have an app on my phone that lets me chat through the app. So even though it may say I'm online, I may not actually physically be online.
Yes, you may be through the app, but again, Discord, Facebook, and email are other ways to get a hold of us. Like if you're not at your computer, or then maybe you're at work, or say, "Oh yeah, I need to do this," you can send us a message the other way. So when you get home and can log on, you have the answer you need.
Right. Okay. So as you can see, this part of the thing is mostly kitchens and stuff like that. But that brings me to another thing. Because as you can see, some of these are... There's no actual door handles there. It's all texture.
Yeah, being that these are freebies,
And
they're not always the highest. Some of this stuff is really, really old from like 2006, but it still has a lot of function.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah. Now, there are some, in certain circumstances, a lot better stuff that's still free.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this part that I just teleported to, this is the Moonlight Residential Rental Hub. Okay, so if you were to walk in the building, right now you see a lot of coming soons with, push pins and a little box in the corner that says disable.
One of the things that Second Life did is that if you pay for their service every month, you got a free home.
All our homes are free.
All our mainland homes are free. If somebody wants to come out but they don't want to buy a home or they can't bill, they are more than welcome to set up basically a squat there and let us know, and we'll give them rights and privileges to that region, that parcel. They can set up, decorate, and have a free place.
Yep.
Having to buy a home, having to buy land is not a requirement. Now, that's not to say there's going to be somebody who'll come in and pay for their own region and have rental spots where they can make a little bit of income to maybe drive some development or something for their products. So if someone said, "Well, I got to pay for this person's house," well, yeah, they're on our grid. They're allowed to do that. That's their right on their land. Now, if it's on the mainland, they're charging a rent. They probably don't have permission from us. But if they're on their own private region that they set up and they said, "Hey, I'm going to sell land,"
that's up to them.
That and then we get okay, yes, you can charge rentals on that region. That's their land. They can do basically they own it. All the mainland, the land that you saw in our main map, all this will always remain free. All these houses, all these shops in here are places where people can set up for free. The shops, Nikki may have some pay ones out there for
okay.
When you go to commercial.
Yeah, because I'm going to do that right after I do residential. For right now, let me show you really quick. Okay, I'm going to go to the wrap house.
Country wrap. This is the first house Nikki built herself.
Okay. Anyway, so right now I'm just showing you the picture. It does have a landmark that does work. It has the rental box. Of course, it's disabled. But when it is enabled, you'll be able to rent it. Basically, it takes 1 Moonie and then it refunds your 1 Moonie.
Okay, the destination doesn't work.
All right, don't worry about it because I'm walking over there. Okay.
We are, since we have been jumping around and working on stuff all this time, some stuff is kind of broken.
But that's okay.
And once we get up for our main grand opening, 90% of the stuff will work. If you do find something that's not working, give us a holler. We'll fix it.
Now, some of these houses that you might see that I'm passing by are because I found out they're not Creative Commons, so I got to take them down.
Yeah, there are some houses that we got that somebody was offering for free, but found out that they really weren't allowed to offer for free.
Right.
So we are complying with any, creators' right and taking some of that stuff down.
Right.
If it's available, it is either put there by the person who owns it, was given to us, or we created it ourselves.
Correct. Okay, this is the Country Wrap House. And yes, this is my very first house.
This is the first one she built in 3ds Max way back in 2011 or something. Textured it herself, scripted it herself with just a little bit of help and guidance from me. There's a few little things that so it was easier if I go ahead and do it and then show you how later, but 99% of this house was done by her.
Now, unfortunately, because we just did the transfer over back to Halcyon from OpenSim, my scripts aren't working, so I need to re-script my doors. But normally you would just touch the door. In other words, click on it.
Yeah, just touch it with your mouse.
Yeah, and it would open. But right now I can't do that, so I'm just double clicking to pull it inside.
Yeah.
Now, this is actual mesh. So this is not texture based.
Can I interject?
Uh-huh.
When she says mesh, back in the day when Second Life first started, you built everything in world using primitive shapes, and everything was kind of stuck together. You saw some pretty ugly and weird things. Then came something called Sculpties, which brought in a colored map, a map that distorted the primitive some even crazier shapes. Then they introduced something called Mesh, which allowed people to use programs like 3ds Max, Maya, Blender, and all that to create and import them into the world. So you saw a lot of newer and neater stuff. And that really opened up the door for design creation for me to go to town.
So as you can see, the fridge, the stove, none of that is flat texture based. This actually has handles on it. It actually has doors on it. Those are actual burners.
Are they? On that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because some of the older stuff, it'll just be a picture of a stove.
Yeah, no, this is a real stove.
Yeah, and this one actually has the burners done and the cutting board and all that actually modeled.
Yes.
So this would be something considered newer and mainstream.
Yes.
Like I got insulted on Second Life the other day. I was looking so 2006. So by just some asshole that walked by and...
Watch your mouth.
Anyhow. But Yeah, it was an outfit that I bought. Yeah, probably way back in the early days. It was just one. It's one of my favorite ones, and I was just seeing what worked and what didn't work.
But it does look very 2006.
But even if you have stuff from 2006, we don't care.
No, as long as it works.
For you, it works.
Yeah. Okay. So, and of course, I don't think the sliders work either. Oh, the sliders work.
Oh, see, when she said, you just touch it and the door opens.
That's exactly what I just did.
So that probably just had a very simple slide script.
Yeah, the front doors had the TCP script in it, which requires a note card.
Okay.
The sliders don't require a note card. That's all in script. So those scripts.
The original door script you taught me to use note cards?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
because what it does is when you program it for the vectors.
Oh yeah, it
and then
saves
you
those
click,
vectors.
When you click done, it automatically creates a note card with all the vectors and saves it.
Okay.
So unfortunately, right now it can't do that because note cards are broken.
Yeah. It'll create the note card, but it'll only work for that person who's currently there because they think the bug is looking in your inventory, and since that's a security hole, it's not allowed to look into someone else's inventory, so it's not properly copying the note card to the everybody inventory, which used to work under the MySQL inventory system, but since they transferred fully to WIP and all that, it broke. Now, the only way to fix that, I don't know, is to go way back in older code. But then we break some things like bomb and things like that and some SIG scripts.
Alright, so this is actually a freebie home that I got through the Creative Commons license.
I'm just getting pissed off because I'm talking too much.
Okay, as you can see, it's a really adorable little home. This one specifically, though, you have to click on the frame to get it to open, and apparently it's not going to work. So, there it goes. I just had to wake up the script.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay, so as you can see, the door is open, but they are on a timer, so they close really fast.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I was clicking. I'm sorry. I was goofing off.
Now, the windows in here, of course, are scripted as well, so you can have bright, nice, open windows, or click on the window, and guess what? It's if you're doing something naughty. You close your blinds.
And that is one thing we do if you're going to do some naughty stuff, or even just change your clothes when you're going to be naked in the sim, close your windows or go somewhere private, just like you would in real life.
Well, I will have each one of these houses will be on their own parcel. So if they get naked in their house, they get naked in their house. That's, they want to run naked on their parcel, they can run naked on their parcel.
Yes, but Halcyon doesn't have the ability to block
that's
out.
Broken too.
Yeah. I even think that's even an open sim too.
It's
so
not,
just keep in mind, if you're going to run around somewhere where nudity is frowned upon, someone may say, hey. Or if you have a neighbor that's stuck up, I don't want to see you naked. Well, it's my land. If you don't like it, don't look. But be advised, there are some parcels that are G-rated and do not allow certain things.
We do offer a type of privacy screen, not those flat piece panels that SecondLife had. Our privacy, let me actually go to one really quick so you can see.
One of the rules we have in our mainland and on Moonlight sponsored lands, no ban lines, no big ugly privacy screens to block it out, so you can't build a house and then put up these mega prints that just show pictures of the moon or something because you don't want people looking in. If you're on the mainland, it's like being in your own home. Someone can walk down the street, and if they look through your window, they look through your window. If you don't want to do it, close your blinds. If you want to do something in your backyard will have a fence. So, it's basically follow real life guidelines. If you don't want to walk down the street naked, or you don't want people to see you naked, don't walk down the public street naked.
Okay, now keep in mind, I'm in an area where it has a ton of different style trees, as you can see, trees and bushes and whatnot. This is all free. Okay, but this is the privacy that I'm talking about. Okay, this isn't just a flat piece of whatever. These are little trees.
Where you at?
that are very thin.
Okay, I see. Now, it is actually a flat item, but it is probably a bunch of flat boxes put together in a way that it makes it look 3D.
Right.
It's not what you would call mesh. This is primitive based.
Yeah, some of it is like the flowers. Those are not, flat pieces.
Those are actual meshes.
Well, it's all mesh, but yeah, those are actual meshes.
Okay. Yeah, so there are some trees that are old, so 2006, but we still think, hey, it still looks like a really nice tree. It's free, and we have a garden area where you can get a bunch of these free trees.
Yeah.
And, yes, there are some really nice, beautifully realistic looking trees, but some of those are really expensive. We don't have any. We didn't get it because we didn't want to pay the price for that. But there, if somebody wants to do that and sell trees, and they're welcome to.
All right, I have a perfect example of these privacy trees that I'm going to show you really quick. If I can teleport into the right spot.
Where'd you go?
Starlight Forest. And it's the wrong spot.
Is it on the botanical garden?
No.
Okay.
Everything's taking forever to load. Excuse you.
And the way that I'm finding her is on the map. There's the little green dot of an avatar.
Yeah, just don't go to me yet.
I will go to my full screen right quick, and hopefully you can see it.
I'm moving.
Right in here, there's a green dot. That means there's an avatar there. Since Nikki is my friend, I can follow her around. But you can see green dots for anybody online.
Yeah.
So if there's a green dot there, it's a real person online. I don't know if non-player characters, animated bots, show up as green dots or not. But if it's a green dot, it's more than likely a person. Being that I am a friend with Nikki, she's in my friend list, I can teleport to her in my friends list. Let's see if I can do that. If I bring this up. Oh, I'm not a friend of Jupiter.
Yeah.
But if I go to my contacts, and you'll see Nikki's name there, I can go on here and teleport to friend. Since she's not online.
You can always send Jupiter a friend request.
Okay, so I will walk you guys through a quick friend request. So I'll go up into search. I will do a person search. There's Jupiter. I'll look at her profile right quick. And then I can sit there and send her a friend request. Add friend. Default is, would you be my friend? You can say, hey, it's so-and-so from work or whatever. Be polite. And you'll see a message that popped up that let me move my... Whoops. Sorry, folks. Let me move our pictures. And you'll see that I sent her a message.
Yep, and it says, Sonia Galileo is offering friendship. Would you be my friend? By default, you'll be able to see each other's online status. And of course, I click accept.
And I just got the message. You'll see that she accepted my friendship offer.
Yeah.
And you'll now see Jupiter Moon is in my friend list.
Yeah.
Since she is my friend, I can teleport to her position.
Okay, and that's mainly because I clicked the button before she hit that says she can see my location on the map.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not on by default for friends.
It's not.
Okay, yeah. You'll see these little boxes. These give people permissions.
Yeah.
The first one is
so they can see your online status. The second one is so they can locate you on the map. The third one is so they can edit your objects.
So in other words, if she owns something, I can go in there and make changes to that object without having her give me a copy of it. That's for like collaborative projects and whatnot. If you got a team of people
right.
Working on something, so each person doesn't have to have a copy of it, they can work on the one main deal.
Cool.
Okay,
back to the privacy trees. As you can see, where I'm
Let me jump back in.
hovering over here, which is
Okay.
right by the wrap house. You can see down this pathway here, lined on each side, I have the privacy trees. Okay, and that's to offer more privacy for the lot that is on this side, which is that house that I was.
Do you have an example of a bad privacy screen?
I can make an example of that privacy screen.
What we're talking about is if somebody creates a great big square, puts some stupid picture on it or texture and drops it in there rather than real looking trees or something that looks natural.
Right.
That's what if you want privacy, you can buy trees and put a line of trees like you would see in real life. Somebody wants privacy, they'll put up a fence or they'll put up a bunch of trees. We just don't want this 200-meter tall box with just a picture of your cat's butt.
No, I will offer true privacy screens, but they will be with approved textures. Pretty much of trees and things like that. That'll make it look nice.
Yeah.
But still offer you privacy.
And this is the mainland. This is the Moonlight sponsored mainland. Moonlight created lands that this rule's in effect. You may go to someone else's parcel, someone else's region, where they don't have that rule. You can do whatever you want to protect your privacy.
Right.
And we kind of hope that folks kind of follow along the line. We don't want a lot of stuff popping up and becoming like Second Life, where it's really ugly, where you look at the map and you'll see a great big advertising print in the sky. You know, we don't allow that stuff. We don't want that to happen.
Give me just a second.
And you'll see Nikki is doing some primitive creations. And this is how you would build in world.
Give me a second because I need to find my privacy.
And building in world doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, it was the original way you do it. You would build, you know, out of squares, toruses, spheres, triangles, different shapes, and you could do different manipulations of those shapes to get even more advanced shapes. And that's what you call a prim-based object. Then they developed Sculpties, which used the map to torture it even further. Then Mesh came out, which allowed you to create in 3D programs like Blender and all that. I know I just said this. And then you would upload that. Keep in mind that some stuff won't upload if it's too advanced, because it does cost server load. It does cost some amount of processing power to display that object. So even though, I got this really cool advanced spaceship that I'm going to upload, it may not upload because it is too advanced. Because it came from Halo or something like that. Those games are usually rendered on your specific machine and uses your computer's memory and CPU and your graphics processor. Whereas these 3D worlds are using the processor based on the server and an internet connection to deliver all that information to you. And yes, just how well that is also based on your computer. If you have a computer from 2002, you may not see a lot of things, even if the server is still capable of processing it. So
I'm actually not finding my texture. I may have to re-download them.
okay. So the biggest thing about the 3D world is a lot of it is internet based. So yes, you do have to have broadband. If you have dial-up, sorry folks. Not happening. That was Second Life came up with that. When you have to have, back in the day, it was, you know, a 1 meg modem, cable modem. But now, you know, a lot of this stuff can be done on people's cell phone because they're getting 2 and 3 megs at a time. If you have DSL or better, you can connect to our world. And pretty much just about everybody. If you're still going through a telephone modem, feel free. But then there are still some people that's the only way they can connect.
unfortunately, with all the moves and everything, I lost some of my stuff, so I have to get it back again. And Tiger.
Tiger.
All right, let me see here.
Okay, baby, don't worry about it. Do it for another time.
Yeah, it's gonna bug me.
You can just create a library texture on it from the World Library. You can just throw any old thing on there.
No, it won't show right. All right, so we'll come back to that another day after I get the textures again, because I don't do half-assed.
Yeah.
And really, Tiger?
What?
He's transporting me places.
Oh, he's clicking? I think he's telling you it's time for a bath.
I just took a bit.
Tiger, come here. Tiger, come here. You know we're gonna be naughty? Here.
Okay. So the location that I'm going to now is the commercial rental hub.
Commercial rental huts.
Hub.
Oh, Moonlight District 1 and 2?
The hub is on 2. Or actually, no, the hub is on Bay.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the residential one.
Right.
Our commercial area is,
Well, I'll get to that. Let me show them the hub first.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to get your own parcel, shop, sim, region, whatever you want to call it, whatever style you want, this is where you would come. Okay? You would go in the building. If you already know what area you want, perfect. That's exactly what you need. If you don't, that's okay. These will have descriptions on them. And
works just like the residential hub.
right. Now I can show you exactly what I mean, just coming over here. Okay, you can see the buildings that are listed here, and they're all numbered. Okay, once the place is rented, it will no longer have the picture of the building. It will have the logo of the place renting.
And you don't have any of those set up?
Color box.
Oh, yeah, color
box.
box. Okay, yeah. That first one is the color box, which is a place where she has some 3D textures.
Yes, well, templates, actually.
For template, yeah. And it's stuff that you can grab for free. And that stuff you can modify and create your own thing and then sell from there because the license that we got it from allows it. It is a template to create something of your own.
Right. And as you can see, there's a bunch of buildings over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all that. You go up and there's more. Okay. See all these different style buildings and everything. Okay. And in order to rent those, again, you'd have the box here that tells you, your 1M will be refunded because the rental's free. It tells you what your max print count is, and each one of these places will be on its own parcel, which means you can set your own music, you can set your own settings, you can do basically anything you want to do that's permitted on that particular region.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
When you said it's free, your 1M will be refunded. People start with 0. So I need to be able to set up a starting 10 limit. Yes. So people don't have to buy.
Yes.
They'll be given a few moonies for free.
I would say start them off with 100.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure. That way, if they do become just permanent freebie users, that's okay. Stuff like this is still easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Most stuff can be done for free, but her particular rental script does not have the ability to do it for 0. She has to do the 1, but like she said, you buy it and it gets right back to you. So it's still 0, but the person who coded it didn't use a 0 amount for some reason. There was a reason behind that. I just forgot why they did that.
It broke several of the other features.
Okay, yeah. So there's a reason behind it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's still free just as long as you have the 1 Mooney available. You pop it in there and it pops right back in.
Okay, over here, I know you've probably seen, there's tropical flowers over there. Why? That's because this is for the Aloha Starlight Mall, which is a tropical / tiki mall.
The what mall?
The Starlight Mall.
No, what'd you call it at first?
Aloha Starlight Mall.
Oh, Aloha Star. You changed the name again?
No.
No.
Look at the sign. It's always been that way.
Has it? Aloha Starlight Mall. I thought it was always Tiki Mall. Oh, okay. This is something else that she created, a sim that Nikki created all by herself.
Yeah.
The huts, I don't know if she actually created them or if she modified them from.
I modified them for my own purposes. I didn't create the actual hut. I just.
It was a freebie that she modified to kind of suit her needs.
Right.
And again, the license was given to.
It's a Creative Commons.
It was a free thing, and it had copy, modify, and all that rights to it, which means it was allowed to mangle and do it. The only thing is she can't sell that particular building.
Right. Okay. Now, all these buildings that you saw listed on there, we're going to walk right out here, and I'm going to show you something.
This is apparently what she's been doing all day. These pathways that we're working on, she created. She made all by herself.
Okay, so as you can see, there are the stores here. Now, I built this sim specifically in mind with the way I'm able to parcel out the land, to subdivide the land. Okay, so even though these two stores are joined, the line that goes to separate the parcels actually sits right in the middle. So again, you can have two different style musics in each one of those buildings.
Right.
That's the easiest way to explain it.
Having the parcel itself, when you do search, it will show up your picture, your description, all that for that particular parcel. When people are on that parcel, they will hear your music. The viewer has the ability to stream music. We're not doing it at the moment because Twitch's copyright rules and all that crap.
Right.
We don't want to be playing a whole bunch of music that's copyrighted and have Twitch mute our entire video because 2 seconds of AC/DC or something.
Yeah. Now, okay, you can tell I haven't quite finished. I mean, I'm still missing the logo up there. But the color box creative templates, the one that actually has a logo in the store, that is right here. As you can see, there's a lot of, these are mostly either Sculpey or Prim made, but there's skirts, beards, the cuff for your pants, what we call silks.
Silks are a Gorian thing, if you're familiar with the world of gore and those lines of books and that lifestyle. That's where silks came from. In Second Life, that was a very, very popular thing.
Yeah, still is.
Oh, yeah.
But as you can see, there's a lot of different things in here. A lot of skirts. Different style skirts.
And this is what we call a prim-based construction.
Yes.
These are all made most likely in world with primitive shapes. They're not mesh. So they look very 2006, but some of them can be very, very beautiful.
Yes.
Depending on the ability and the artistic style of the creator.
Yeah.
Just because it was made in 2002 and 6 doesn't mean, look at a 55 Chevy or 67 Mustang.
It's classic.
Just because it's old doesn't mean it's junk.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to fly up a little bit here so you can kind of get a feel. There are 4 streets total. I think 3 streets total. 2 of them being double-sided, 1 being open. See, and these will all be subdivided out, so each one is on their own parcel. All these little buildings are all free. Okay, the only ones that will cost will be these big ones over here. And the reason I have a reason for those is because these are considered main stores. You can fit a lot more prints on there, which uses up a lot more resources for the region itself, which uses up more resources on the server.
And these will probably be offered by people who would be considered our partners and supporters and all that, who, you know, I don't want to say preferred, but if somebody says, hey, yeah, I want a region and I'm willing to pay a little bit of money for this or whatever, you know, these are people that are just kind of, you know, our friends and family. And I say friends and family, not, you know, in the physical sense, but, you know, friends of Moonlight Estates.
Well, like, okay, you see this big hump right behind these two big buildings. This is a completely empty parcel. Okay? Now, this parcel is for rent. This one will cost money. And the reason being is because it has an extremely high print count. It will be the only store on this particular region, because once you cross a certain point behind the two main buildings, it crosses into a new region.
And a new region is a instance on the server. It is a Halcyon.exe instance, and it's running its own memory, its own resources.
Right. Now, there are two scenarios for these empty lands like this. One, they're either going to cost money, or two, they are a sponsored retail. And
because that person... Okay.
What I mean by sponsored is, like, right now, I'm approaching a gentleman about bringing a full rental system and vendor system and even some club equipment here to our grid. Now, the incentive that I'm offering him is a free region, pretty much. Okay, he gets the region, he gets to put all this stuff up, it doesn't cost him a dime. Okay? But we, in turn, get the benefit of having a good rental system, a good vendor system, and some, you know, good
publicity. You know?
You
Yeah, it's somebody she's dealt with for many, many times since InWorld back in the day.
Yeah.
The guy is cool. I've never personally met him anywhere in World or anything, but she's found a bug or asked about a certain feature, and like 20 minutes later, all of a sudden she gets this message. Oh, cool! He implemented it. So it's a really neat person. I really love to see his stuff in there. The person who was great big in Second Life, we just found out that Linden Labs bought his stuff, but he personally was a jerk, and you know, he had one of the biggest, greatest systems out there, and, you know, Linden Labs, hey, we want it. And they bought it, just like they did with the Second Life store. It was something that someone did for free and all that, and the Second Life brought them out, and it turned to crap. They're probably going to happen the same thing to that other vendor, who shall rename names.
Yes, please. Okay, but as you can see, I mean, I have my view distance, my draw distance turned way up, so you can see, you know, this and that furnishings over here in the background.
Yeah, and all this view distance and all that stuff will be things that you can find in your viewers' help pages and tutorials. When she says view distance, if you'll see my screen, I had different sliders here to change different graphics capability. So if I had an older machine or slower connection, I can dumb things down. It's just like if you go to your favorite video game and change the settings in there to suit your particular hardware. Say you only have an i3, or you don't have this latest greatest video card. You can dumb things down so you can still play.
Right. Okay. As you can see from where I'm at, you can see the rental hub, the commercial rental hub over there. You can see Moonlight Fashion over there. I tried to keep like all the commercial stuff basically within a few regions, and then all the residential stuff within a few regions. You know, just trying to make the layout a little bit easier. You want to go shopping? Great. You've got 4 regions you can just run across and do that.
Yeah, and this won't be the only place here. This is just our mainland. This is where we want to draw everybody. We hope to make a community where people are just hanging out and doing things and finding stuff. There will be other places that you can find in search or ad boards or by talking to somebody or somebody's profile, that they may have their own region with their own setup and their own stores, their own things. Or maybe they exist in a different world, a different grid, and you go to that grid and buy it, and they allow you to bring it to our grid through whatever resource.
As well. Now, as you can see from where I'm hovering over here, there's a lot of empty lots with just a little wall type deal with some information on it. Those lots are commercial lots. And again, those are free.
Yeah, there's somebody who will come in, oh, I want a store, but I want this certain style. I want a 50s diner look. And they happen to have one in their inventory, or they created one. Those will be the lands that they can put their particular look, their particular place.
Right. Okay, so from here, now, what I mean by offering a full region to somebody, and I'm going to show you that right now. You want to follow, baby? You know where we're going, right?
I think so.
Now, this is a twofold showing, because not only am I going to show you the full region with a store already on it, it also gives me a little bit of advertising. Because this store is owned and operated by one Vicky Galileo.
When I mentioned music in the viewer and all that, we're kind of leading up to that aspect right now.
Yeah. Okay. This is my region. This is the only thing on my region.
And a region is 256 by 256 virtual meters. A meter being an inch on your screen or something like that.
Yeah.
The simulator is limited to 256 by 256. And if you're an IT person or something, you know, or you've been around computers a long time, 8 by 8, it's all 32 bits or 16 bits or something like that. Whatever it is, it's been so long. So everything's basically a base 8. 256 drops down to 128, which drops down to 64, so on and so forth. So it's not an arbitrary number. It's something that's been around in technology for a long, long time. Yep. And a region 256 meters by 256 meters by, I think the height limit's unlimited these days. You can go up to 5,000 meters and higher.
Yeah, something like that.
So she'll show you how you can put stuff floating above the land. So you can have a public area, and then way up in the sky, you can have what's called a skybox for private stuff.
Okay. So here we are. This is my store here. Well, one of my stores. And this is Galaxy Streams. And what we do here is we broadcast music. And yes, my welcome mat just actually works. Yay!
Oh, cool. Neat. I kind of find that annoying, but
I haven't created the group yet or anything. Well, I'd rather have it just pop up that one thing that has the landmark, the group.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. The thing is, if you cross over it, you join the group, but if you cross over it every single time, regardless.
Mine does not do that.
Yeah.
Mine keeps track. Okay, so if you crossed over it once, until it reaches 1,000 avatars, you're not going to get that notice again. You're not going to get that pop up again. Because it can hold 1,000 avatars in its memory.
Oh, okay. I follow you. In other words, if you cross over once, you hit ignore or you join the group, you won't get a notice every single time you cross it.
Unless you want to, and then you just manually click the map, and it'll pop up for you. Yeah. Okay, so in here, once you cross that threshold, you basically got a lot that you're looking at here. And yes, it's very colorful. Welcome to Galaxy Streams, where you can stream the galaxy. Okay. Show you the little ad boards here. High quality, low cost stream rentals for DJs, clubs, businesses, or even your own home.
And I just posted the link in chat, and it's just very simple, coming soon and all that. As we start working on the actual physical server, I have to transfer some music and stuff. People will be able to upload music, their own music to it, and stream music to their parcels.
Right.
And then stream music for events and parties and stuff like that.
Now, the specs that are listed on this ad board are not correct, because I haven't changed that yet. We actually hosting it in-house on our own server.
Yeah, it is based on a Shoutcast implementation by Centova. If you've been in Second Life and all those worlds, or if you even used Winamp. And if you've been using the computer since the 90s, you know what Winamp is. It's online streaming music.
Yep.
No, Spotify and Pandora and all that stuff doesn't work in the viewers because it's a whole different technology. It's based on Shoutcast,
Well,
which has been around for almost 30 years.
thankfully, I do not have to change the secondary texture because the secondary texture shows the Centova Technologies logo. It's the ultimate in online automation featuring the latest Shoutcast V2 DNA.
DNAS?
Yes, thank you.
Again, based on Nullsoft's Winamp
Right.
from way back when.
You can do automatic requests, multiple source types, in other words, MP3, AAC, stuff like that, combined with Centova's unlimited playlist system to play your choice of music at exactly the time you want it. So,
and I will add, you don't have to use our Centova or Stream the Galaxy. If you have your own private server that is Shoutcast based, you can put that in your parcel. We would like you to use Stream the Galaxy, but if you're already paying for a subscription somewhere else, you can use that.
Absolutely.
And put that in the parcel. It's like, hey, if you want to party and you don't have a stream somewhere, you can approach Jupiter or Nikki, whoever runs Stream the Galaxy at the time, and say, hey, set me up for 2 hours for this party. She will get you going.
Yeah. Nikki controls Galaxy Streams and Moonlight Fashion.
Yeah.
Jupiter does everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, and yes, that is me on the freaking texture.
And if you are a SecondLife user and you have a stream of SecondLife that you paid for, yes, you can use that stream. Why you'd want to do that, we don't know. I just. If it can be played in SecondLife or in Worlds or an OS grid, it can be used on our grid too.
Yes.
But we do offer the ability to buy a stream from Nikki.
Yeah. Which of course has the features that are listed here if you didn't get a chance to read them. You got the crossfades, unlimited bandwidth, scheduling playlists, multi-language, automated song requests, web-based uploads, FTP uploads, MP3 streams, AAC streams, copy and paste widgets, auto DJ, a media library, stream monitoring, station home pages.
It's cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
A great way if you're part of a band or a garage band or just a musician in your own right. A great way to get your music out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, once I have it all set up, basically you would come over to one of the stream boxes, which these are all locked, so I can't show this off too much. It's where I had one that was unlocked. I do, it's over there.
Yeah, we do have it in place, it is working, we just haven't really set things up. We've been busy moving. Physically moving to a new house and a new site and all that, so all this stuff will definitely be working by the first of the year, and people will go in there. We'll have websites for it when we do our grand opening. This is just kind of a preview of things to come.
Yeah, I can't actually do anything with them because the ones that are I would be able to do anything to are locked. Since I'm not.
Are they note card based?
Yes.
Okay. We will sort something out. We will fix something. Like I said, hopefully by the first of the year, if I have to drop down a few versions of Halcyon to make it work, I will make it work. Okay.
All right. So as you can, I found one that I can kind of. As you can see, this one actually says rented. I don't know if I'm. That's I was going to try and show you the different textures so you can see the difference, but right now you can at least see the ones that say that one that said rented, and when they're open, it just says Galaxy Streams.
And this was a building created by us.
Yes.
This is one of our own creations. Even the pipes on the wall were created by us.
Yes.
This is an original Design Creations building.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so down on this first floor, as you can see, there's 10 listeners, 25 listeners, 50 listeners, 75 listeners, and 100 listeners.
What you mean by listeners, how many people actually connected to that stream to listen.
Right.
And that's all basically on bandwidth. With 2.5 gigs going out, we should be able to support quite a few different people.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much Galaxy Streams in a nutshell. I could probably go on for a couple more hours about that, but I won't do that. I'm going to let Sonia take over for a minute while I go on a potty break.
Okay, she's gonna go potty, so what can I do?
And fill my drink.
Oh, could you give me a refill too? The soda's gone.
Oh, well, honey, I have to pee.
Okay, bring it with you. Sorry. Phew, okay. So we got music, Galaxy Streams, and all that. I am gonna fly around here. Figure out where. Okay. So we had our original landing that you guys saw when we first connected to the grid. And I am going to show you a really neat feature. Actually, I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to jump to my home, which is Nikki and I's personal home on the grid. This is another building created by us. I don't know if I found a bug in the viewer or if it's something I'm doing, but every time I teleport, my draw distance drops way down to the minimum. Now, I mentioned something about maybe about flying and endless land and sea. There are, people, you can buy vehicles and planes and stuff in these grids, and it's something that I want to offer. This is a boat that I don't know if I got free somewhere, and I added the scripts to it. We can turn on the virtual engine here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. I don't know if you can hear it, but yes, there's a little engine running, and I can boat around. Yes, the physics aren't very accurate. And see, there goes my draw. This again. Yeah, I don't know if this is a viewer bug that I just found or what. But you can see I'm boating around, I'm cruising around on the waters. And yes, you can tell a little bit that we are on a Wi-Fi connection at the moment because some stuff is taking some time showing up. Most of the bridges in the mainland are designed for this particular boat and Nikki's speedboat that she has. So it will fit on there. If you have a great big sailboat, kind of like this one over here, that obviously won't fit on the mainland under the grid on the main region because of the masts. Unless they're what we call phantom, they will collide with the bridge just like in real life, and you'll stop. The buoys you got to watch out for because you get stuck on those. I got stuck on it last night. But you can see I can cruise around in some of the places. There's another one of our bridges. There is the great big bridge that I created. Mackenzie, if you're still on, you will know this name. It's the Thomas Lena O'Mani Memorial Bridge. That was my grandfather. I don't know why I named it that. I just did. I was feeling nostalgic at the time. But yes, I created this bridge in 3ds Max. Yes, it's not perfect. I was still learning at the time, and I was in a hurry. You can see some oddities on it when you get up nice and close. But you can see I'm just kind of cruising around on my boat. And I hope to offer some big water areas for people to fly and sail, because I know there's a big sailing community on Second Life. There was one on In Worlds at the time, and I do know there is a creator that I want to hopefully entice to our world. She does some beautiful planes. I believe she's a world pilot as well, and very big into aviation. She does some beautiful creations. I hope to be able to have something like that up there. Well, there's that particular creator or another one who does just as well. I don't care.
She's doing that. She's switching out.
And you can see a little boat that I got. I forgot where I got this boat. Another freebie that I got, and I put a script on it and textured it and uploaded it. But you can see some of the neat stuff you can create and build. I believe this is something I got free off of Turbo Squid, I believe was where I got it. And it was something I could use in my games and stuff. Therefore, it is in our region. And yes, you'll see off in the distance Pride Isle. That is our LGBTQ, whatever they're calling it these days. You know, for our
It's our pride.
flamboyant folks.
It's our pride family thing.
And yes, you can see some of the land needs to be adjusted because some stuff's floating off the ground. This is stuff we hope to get fixed. And this bridge, yes, I created myself. Our botanical gardens. Our Crimson Village is made of buildings we created for a sim in Second Life long time ago. These are buildings that I created personally myself. Unfortunately, the person there didn't really appreciate it because we overshadowed them. And that place is now shut down because everybody were jerks. But these are buildings that have kind of a New Orleans flair for it. Again, created myself. The lighthouse I created. And you'll see the Moonlight sandbox, the little sandbox. Partido Isle, Party Island. You can see Bubba's Ice House sitting way up there on the hill. This is another freebie boat that I got somewhere. This white one is another free download that I got uploaded to test some stuff. I never textured it or anything. But it was something that I thought was cool. And I uploaded. And another thing that I'm going to say is really neat and cool is you can go swimming and there's stuff underwater. If we pay attention here, running around here somewhere, there's a shark.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of...
Just wait till I bring them to the Aloha Mall.
So there's some sharks or some fishes. And they're just going in a very simple circle. Again, this is another freebie item that was available out there that I imported. Made a little diving area. So see all kinds of really neat things you can do.
Alright, gorgeous.
And I'm assuming Nikki wants to do something.
No, I'm on Partido.
Okay, she wants to go. You want full screen or shared screen?
Shared is fine.
Okay. All right, and I'm assuming Nikki's going to show us something. And I'll join her. Back in the day, she was getting into DJing and music and all that in World, and people were she was having fun. She was playing music, old time rock and roll, and people were joining the region in the sim, and just having a good time chatting, listening to music, and just being cool. And she was approached to make a dance floor, and this is what she came up with, all by herself.
And I did have some inspiration.
Well, some help and some inspiration. She did find something similar to it that she had bought and put up there, but she said, "Well, I want to do something a little bit different."
Yeah, mainly it was I didn't like the flowers that they used, and I really didn't care for the colors and the textures, so I did it all myself.
Yeah, she liked the style, the Romanesque, Greek style, and she did her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked on the ball up here, which gave me the little message: "You want to be animated?" And now I'm dancing. We did have a really, really nice one up that would spawn a non-player character you could dance with. Unfortunately, that code isn't compatible with Halcyon. Hopefully, somebody will come along and do something like that, but we'll see.
All right. So one of the reasons that I brought y'all here is if you take a look at my screen, you can see two blue boards. One short and long, and one a little taller and not as wide. Okay, so the one that somebody's looking at now, that is our shoutcast board. Right now, I just have it playing a generic station. So there is actually music playing on this parcel, but I can't play it because here,
Twitch. It's right now. It's playing Rock Eagle Station. Who knows what it's playing? It could be playing probably rock that you'd hear on the radio.
Yeah,
but if we play it even for 2 seconds, Twitch will mute the entire video. Oh, you copyrighted.
Yeah. Anyway, so that is what allows me to broadcast to the parcel, because basically I would put a note card in that board with my name on it and the address, the URL to point it to that I'm broadcasting from. So when I read the stream, okay, the note card that the stream box would give me would have that URL, my login information, and everything. So I would log into that page, and if I'm broadcasting live and not using Auto DJ, I would use like Sam Broadcaster or Mix or even Winamp.
Yeah, if you're familiar with podcast and broadcasting over the internet and all that, and music and DJing in these worlds and all that, and if you're familiar with Shoutcast, this is how all that works, and it can be brought into the world. You don't necessarily have to do music. You can do educational broadcasts. Church groups can broadcast a live mass or something.
I suppose I can support that.
It's on their region. But the point is that there's lots of possibilities other than just music.
Yeah.
Somebody can broadcast a lecture or something, maybe broadcast it over audio and have a video on a prim of, from a Zoom meeting or something.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of possibilities.
Okay. Now, the other blue board is a contest board. And this is one thing that freebie people love. Okay? Because, I do plan on, and it wouldn't be much. You'd get like 50 Moonies if you want.
So there are ways to get Moonies and in-world currency without having to buy it. You can join a contest.
Correct.
That's how I started out in Second Life. I was winning all these contests and all that stuff. And I would get a few lindens here and there from a contest, and then I'd go buy something, There's all kinds of ways to get some money in the world.
Let me see if I still have it. Give me a second.
There at the time, there was camping spots and all that to drive people to people's regions, and there were marketing surveys, all kinds of weird ways to get some lindens. But the easiest way was just to join your community group and win a contest.
Okay, I'm looking for something, so bear with me a moment.
While she's doing that, I'm going to do my potty break.
Yes, I made basically profile photos for other people and wedding pictures. But yes, people get married in the world too. And so, hmm.
What you looking for?
Looking for my picture.
Your picture.
Well, our picture, I should say.
Our picture. And which picture would that be?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the cell and get it again.
No. I think if you would kind of.
What you doing?
Huh?
What did you just do?
I didn't do anything.
It's weird.
I have a feeling I know what it is that you're looking for.
Couldn't even tell you if this app stuff's not showing up.
Hmm.
My icons aren't resting very fast.
So as you're coming off of OneDrive.
I'm not gonna be able to find it like this.
I think I know what she's looking for. I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Y'all are gonna see me be dirty for a second.
Baby,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
is this kind of some of the stuff that you're looking for?
Yes and no. That was really old.
And this is on the P drive. I think I know the particular picture you're looking for. I may or may not have it saved. I'm not. I even have stuff from the Boo on here.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Can they see my stuff?
Oh, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what you're seeing are just snapshots that I've taken over the years. There it is.
That's the one. Would you log into
Yeah,
Excel?
like I said, I'm getting dirty.
Being dirty. Okay. When we say an event, I'm going to move this over. This was sort of an event that we did on our grid. It's basically all us logged in as different avatars testing some stuff.
Yeah.
But you can see me way off here in the background, Nikki next to me, Gov Lepetibane, if you're old enough, you know the reference. Daisy J Tester, and I believe this is one of Nikki's alts. But this is just people, they were dancing and listening to music and having fun.
Yeah, and if you're watching anything that I'm doing, you're, oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
That. Maybe I should.
I think that's the only one like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be considered not safe for work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as you can see, there could be some dirty stuff done on grid too, but we do ask that stuff be done in appropriate places.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really care what you're into as long as it's not illegal and immoral.
Right.
Because there are some people who cannot do certain physical activities, so they do it virtually.
I love
So that's a way for them to do stuff. And it's just internet technology has made some things possible for so many people. And yes, some of that stuff can be abused. We do realize that.
Yeah.
And we will make sure that there are some things that, like I said, if it's illegal or immoral, we find it out and it's being done, we will shut it down. Well, that doesn't mean it's something. Well, I don't agree with that because they're XYZ color or breed or whatever. It's not illegal or immoral. You just don't like it yourself. We don't. That's not what we're talking about. If it's child pornography, slavery, hate, and stuff like that, that's the kind of stuff we'll shut down. If it's covered under the First Amendment of the U.S. or other countries, free rights and stuff, we will respect that. If somebody wants to come in, create a region to, support whatever they believe in, that's their right. We'll allow it as long as it doesn't infringe on someone else and they don't shove it in other people's faces. They keep it contained to their stuff and do their thing. That's their right. That's why they're there. It's just like somebody, in other countries speaking out about the government that's oppressing them in the privacy of their own home. That's what we consider your space on your grid, the privacy of your home. Just respect the rights of others as well, too. If you go into their home, you're not going to spout out your opinion and offend them and not expect to be kicked out.
Yeah.
But you do.
I have a lot of crap. But at the same time, you can definitely see a bit of a difference. Let me go. In my avatars. Not a whole lot, because I'm still me.
As far as what?
Well, this is my SL avatar.
Uh-huh. Which means what?
And
Different technology or just different style?
a little bit of both.
So your SL avatar probably has bomb and all that?
Has what?
Baked on mesh?
No, actually, she does.
But the SL doesn't because you haven't been keeping up with it? Gotcha. It's the worst way around. Okay.
Yeah.
There are different technologies. There's something called baked on mesh. The old way to do a thing were very bandwidth and server intensive. And as things develop, things have gotten better, a little more fluid as cars got better, internet got better, and people learned from mistakes made.
Yeah. If you look at this avatar that's showing on the screen now, she is my newest avatar. But I've carried this look for the past 3-4 years now.
I thought it was longer than that.
No, not this particular look, because I didn't find the mesh bodies until 3-4 years ago.
The roof bodies,
No. This is Athena.
which are, I believe, based on the roof bodies.
They are based on the roof bodies, but they're slightly different. Not as big boned.
Okay. When we say Ruth, there are 3D avatars out there that are open source called Ruth and Roth. They are pretty much the basis for a mesh avatar that people can use to create skins and bodies and other avatars in World. The one that she's currently wearing, somebody took the Ruth source code and all that as a template and built upon it for themselves. And Ruth and Roth they're allowed to do that. You're allowed to freely download that code or those 3D structures and modify it and create something of your own that you can even sell.
Yeah. Now, the Athena mesh bodies are the go-to and most popular in OpenSyn because they are the most widely created for. And what I mean by created for is the clothes that you wear have to be specifically created for the mesh body you're wearing. or this particular size. I know in SL they have different sizes. Like if you're in a regular SL style body like Sonia is, then the mesh you wear has to be able to fit that. But so they, I shouldn't say but.
I have a little bit. The clothes that my avatar is currently wearing are textures that are kind of painted onto my body.
They are at the moment, yes.
Okay. Now the texture, the clothes that Nikki's wearing is a 3D model of itself that are put on that body, and if I know where you're going, actually mesh itself to that body because the way it's coded.
Yes.
The original design came out, if someone was a full figure or skinny, you had to buy the clothes that had a different sizes, just like real life. If you're a skinny person, you buy small clothes. If you're a larger person, you buy large clothes.
But then people got smart and they started saying, okay, we offer this available, and it's available in extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large.
Right. Again, like real clothes.
Right.
But technology changed a little bit. Even though you have a big avatar, you can buy one size of the item, and that clothing will fit that particular avatar. We really wish that happened in real life. But so you didn't have to buy 5 different sizes to hopefully fit your current avatar and have to make tweaks to your avatar so parts don't stick out. That technology allowed that mesh, that model to wrap around your avatar's model.
Right.
So things are coming along. Baked on mesh, I'm not sure if that's what that is, but that's kind of the explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Way back, clothes were just Photoshop textures created and painted onto your avatar.
Okay, clothes aren't considered baked on, they're considered rigged. Which means when they build them in the 3D program, they're building them around a skeleton. That way it moves and it adheres to that particular skeleton. Okay, and they use a default skeleton that is specifically made for the virtual worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now when you put on these clothes, it adheres to your skeleton. That means if you make your hips a little wider, the clothes are going to move with it. Because guess what? Your skeleton got a little wider.
When that originally came out, if you made your hips bigger, there was a danger of your hips coming through the clothes, then you had to go to the next size up of the clothing.
Right.
Just like real life, but they made it to the point where people can sit there and dynamically change your avatar and not have to buy a whole new set of clothing. Because in Second Life and all that, your body is pretty much how you want to be. There are people who are in wheelchairs or have missing limbs that are in these virtual worlds who have full bodies who are running and flying and doing stuff that they can't do in real life, so they experience that virtually.
For me, the way I created my avatar is, close your eyes, and if you could see your ideal self, what would you see? That's what I would see.
Yeah.
And
me without a big old fat gut. Nice butt.
Same here.
But, there are people who are skinny who wish they were fat. There are people who are fat who wish they were skinny.
Right.
There are people who are one color, wish they were another color. There are people who are human, wish they could play a puppy. Hence furries. Or people say, hey, I want to be a dragon. So they have dragon avatars.
Well, you can definitely tell one thing from both of my avatars on both worlds. I really like to show my cleavage.
But yeah, it opens up a world of possibilities.
Yes, that is.
This is, just your mind's eye and you being who you want to be. Is there something wrong with my feet? Are my toes sticking out or something? It's probably because I don't know if I have something on proper. Yeah, I am sticking through my feet.
Yeah, I'm noticing that little issue.
Is that on me or you or?
Nah, it's on the texture on you.
So it's something I'm probably not wearing properly?
No, you're wearing it just fine. The alpha isn't working properly. I have to re-upload the alpha for it.
I don't think I have an alpha on.
Then that would definitely be the problem.
Alright, so if I go to inventory and do what would it be called?
I need to send you one.
I don't think I have a foot alpha. Oh wait, there it goes. Right? Okay, yeah, I just didn't have it worn. My feet look good now?
Yeah, because I had to recreate the alpha for my shoes.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't have mine created.
Now, you see, I don't know if y'all can see it too much, but you see how her ankle, it looks like it's kind of splitting. And that's because she's wearing the shoes on her feet and not on her legs. Which I will fix later.
Okay, yeah. There's some stuff. She really, really got in depth in with all this stuff where I just.
Looks at me and says, fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun I was doing, but there's some things I just don't want to bother with at times because it's not that important to me. I really don't know how to explain it, I guess. Yeah, there are just, some things that I just don't, it's not that important for me to uh, delve into. I saw my foot sticking out through my jeans there. And to me, that was just a minor glitch that wasn't something on my high priority list. Where Nikki can be a perfectionist on some things.
Yeah.
So that really bugs her.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that bugs me, if I put on a different color skin, because I like to play a demoness at times, and she has a red skin, and sometimes my feet are not quite the right tinge. That bugs me. That's when I look at Nikki, fix it!
And I do try.
And she usually does. Which you're going to have to log on as me and fix all my different avatars.
Yeah, I know.
And you see Nikki popping through her stuff. She's going through, I guess, all her tree textures. These are all textures that you can upload. And there's in your menu, under build, upload. You can upload images, sounds, different animation files.
Well, I originally got these from a specific website that doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. It was a SketchUp website. But I got them because, as you can see, they're beautiful textures, and they make amazing privacy screens without looking like a privacy screen.
Yeah, the checkered box that you see is transparent.
Yeah.
So when you put it on there, you can see through that texture where it's checkered. So it looks realistic.
Yes.
Versus just someone taking just a plain old photo and popping it on there. So you put these trees, so if you look through the trees, you can see what's beyond it rather than just a fake picture.
Right.
And if you stack them up and do them just right, it'll look really realistic. It's still pretty. Still gives you privacy, but looks very natural.
Yes. Without taking up a lot of room or prints.
Yeah. Well, it takes up the same amount of print because it's still a picture. But rather than someone sitting there taking a picture of the New York City skyline, popping it up there, and you still see the smoke and clouds and all that were in that picture, it's basically taking out all the background and just showing the buildings. So you can see the sky, the moon, and all that through that image that's in the world and not what was in that picture. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Sounds better.
Yes, we are very particular about the way our grid looks. We can be virtual. I don't know if I can say that.
Snobs.
Snobbish about it. I was going to use another word, but I don't know if it can be used.
That's why I interjected.
So what else we got?
Hold on.
She's pretty.
Let me finish.
Wander off here. Another creation that I done created a while back, which was spurred on by a trip to Houston along Highway 290 from Austin to Houston. Let me see if I can remember the name of the. Oh, it is not complete. Oh no, it's broken.
That just could be a res issue.
No, I think it's an ore issue. Because isn't there a bunch of stuff missing? I might have to re-upload this, or
Oh no.
why? What changes did you make?
All the partitions, the parcels. That thing has. It took me forever to get that thing fully partitioned.
You see these floating? All right, maybe I'll upload
They
the
have to
original.
vote.
Everything's floating. I don't know yet. I don't know.
I will tell you here in just a minute. I'm almost done.
Yeah, this could be because the way everything was uploaded and loaded and all that. I don't know if it's something I done or if it's my screen that's glitching. And as soon as Nikki's doing what she's doing, she can check.
3 left.
Huh?
3 left.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's my screen, my computer that's doing it, if I have to do a relog or something, or if it's the actual physical object on the grid, which she's going to go look right now. Hopefully it's just my screen that needs to be refreshed, and not something wrong with the grid. Okay, I can see right now that it's more than likely me. Because I am seeing the lids and I am seeing the rest of the thing. Okay, so I'm going to do myself a quick relog. Probably do my.
This is a normal glitch that happens in the virtual world. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
Yeah, and it's just the nature of the way the files and
Bandwidth
bandwidth and the protocol and all that. It's something that people have known about for a long time, and there's just really no way around it. It's like listening to AM and FM radio and getting too far from the transmitter.
Right.
And you're going to start hearing crackling and stuff like that.
Because as you can see, that grill is fully loaded.
As I was saying, this was something that, on the way to Houston to visit my son and grandson, and we passed through the town of Bremen, and on the side of Highway 290, there was an 18-wheeler that was converted to a great big traveling barbecue. Being in Texas, it is to be expected. So I kind of got a wild hair one day, and I created this monstrosity in Worlds one evening. And let me see here if I can find my image.
It's been following us ever since.
Huh?
Said it's been following us ever since.
There, my rendition of the barbecue from Bremen, Texas, on the 290. And yes, that is a barbecue traveling. But the real one in Texas is awesome looking. Looks much better than that.
Yeah.
But yes, I had to create it and do my own rendition
That
of
was
it.
showing up for you.
Yeah. But there's our party barbecue with some turkeys, some steaks, hot dogs, sausages, you name it. This is the ultimate barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And a place to chow down.
All right. I'm going over to Bubba's.
Okay, she's gonna go to Bubba's. I'm gonna take a shortcut. And yes, you see outside the door there, one of the teleport hubs that you can use to pop around. Bubba's Ice House is honky tonk country bar. This is where the country folk hang out and be playing country music and stuff like that and hoedowns and it's Bubba's Ice House. Just for a different crowd. And if we wander over here, everybody's showing up. Yes, we got our freebie shave and a haircut.
Yep.
And we got some places over here. We even got some private little booths over here. Booths, whatever you want to call them. People to sit. I don't know if you can actually sit on these or not. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you can sit and you can have a conversation with each other. Chat is set at 30 meters. Whisper, I think, is set to 10. I'm going to drop that down to 5 because a whisper should be a whisper. And shout is 100 meters. Shouting will pretty much do the entire sim. We ask you to refrain from doing that because it's like walking out in the street and screaming. And whisper I'll limit to 5 meters so you can sit at a table and whisper to each other. And it's just like you're talking quietly to people at your table in real life. And the normal chat is 30 meters, so it should be pretty much anybody on the dance floor you can talk to, but at the same time not bug anybody that's sitting at a private table. I don't know where she... Okay, that's where she wandered off. And this is another place. I'm not sure what she came up with for this. But again, this is another item that was a freebie on an ore called Reticulation, I believe, that has a whole bunch of freebie stuff.
And I just kind of did a little redesigning, shuffled some of their stuff and added some of my own.
Yeah, she did some stuff.
Yeah. Like the dancer in the middle, she's mine.
Yeah, she brought that from somewhere and put that on there. And
Nope, same with the fountain.
this is just another region or another parcel on this region for people to do some sort of event.
Mm-hmm.
This would be more towards, I guess, something official, graduation or witchy or something like that because of its nature. Yeah, but I mean that's what I love. If I was going to do like an official ceremony for people graduating from a school or an organization, this is where I would host it because it kind of gives that feel.
I actually thought of it as a more kind of like a really nice place for like ballroom dancing.
That too, yeah, because of the torches and all that. Whereas the main event center is just a party down and Bubba's is country. I would use this more for something more
Formal.
classy.
Formal.
Yeah, formal. Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the North Shore Beach.
Which is kind of over there by the...
Where the grill is.
Where the grill and all that. That is just it is the North Shore of Partido Island, so North Shore Beach. And it's just people who want a beach scene and all that near the event center. And then we do have Sunset Beach as well, which is named after the real Sunset Beach in Huntington Beach, California.
Well, actually, I just named it because of the actual sunset.
No, I came up with that. Because, yes, it looks to the west, does the sunset, hence why Sunset Beach in Huntington Beach is called Sunset Beach.
Yeah, let me see.
Yes, there are sunsets and sunrises in world, and some of them can be absolutely beautiful. I think she's going to look for one of those sunsets. You can tell it's been a little while since I've been on grid.
Okay, you see that sunset?
Yes, that is actually in world. And that is one of the actual sunsets you can experience.
Not yet.
Why?
Different environmental settings, because I can't change the environmental settings to what they're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, because they changed from
They
wind
broke
light.
it. So until they fix it, I can't make it proper.
Yeah, they made a change in the code in Second Life, and of course, since Firestorm is spurred by what's going in Second Life, they removed the code that was necessary to make our sunsets look beautiful.
Yeah.
And since development in Halcyon's a little stale at the moment, it is
what it is.
broken. But yeah, then that sunset was taken, I don't know where, but it is on our grid. And she just kind of took it at just a different altitude. But yeah, you could see that sunset from where I was over the boat and all that, and it'll look that beautiful. Yeah. And even in alchemy, it's not working.
I'll try.
We may have to ditch Firestorm altogether. You know, there's a lot of stuff that was really great and all that, and unfortunately, the developer Firestorm is very, very linked and loyal to Second Life and iFirmly because they are getting kickbacks and whatever the reason. That's my personal opinion. But they put Second Life priority. Everybody else is secondary to them.
Pretty
And they've ruined a lot of stuff for those of us who don't want to be on Second Life. And there are some people that don't think that way that support all the old protocols and all that. But that's the nature of open source code.
Now, if you're wondering exactly where Sunset Beach is, it's over at the residential area.
Starlight Estates.
Well, you don't give them the whole thing. You let them come in and explore.
But Starlight Estates is such a big area.
Actually, I believe, is it Starlight Cape or Starlight Lake?
Sunset Beach is on Starlight Lake,
That's what I thought.
but that entire corner is called Starlight Estates. An estate is a collection of sims and regions. Like Moonlight Shopping is the Moonlight District, the Moonlight Hills, and all that, where all the shopping is. Moonlight Estates would be the residential area, Moonlight area. Starlight Estates is the beachy area. The Starlight Shopping. Then there's the sandboxes and other estates. You know.
You can see there's a comfy little fire pit over here. Lounge chairs, little lifeguard stand. A blanket with an umbrella on it.
Yeah, these are all places open to our residents and our visitors to come in and do their thing. You know, have a beach party. You know, this is all stuff. Say it's you're in Vermont. And there's 16 feet of snow outside and all that. But you want to go to the beach? You go online and you go to the beach. Actually, with that in mind, let me.
And as you can see, now I die.
Yes, there is a dive animation on there. If it worked properly.
Oh, I wanted to show them the.
There we go. And now I'm all set for the beach.
I don't have a bikini here.
Did you?
A mesh one?
Well, I don't have a mesh one.
Yeah, it's got to be mesh. I've got a mesh body.
Oh, okay. Another reason why I like the original body because it's so much easier. But like I said, Nikki can be a real perfectionist when it comes to certain things. My belt is broken again.
Stop playing with it.
I didn't do anything with it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the Starlight Mall. Aloha Starlight Mall.
Oh, okay. Tiki. China, she keeps changing the name.
They didn't change. The name has been the same for years now.
Mm-hmm.
If I can pull up a date on the texture when that was created, I can show you.
Yes, I'm still waiting for it to load. Like I said, it is currently on a Wi-Fi connection in the other room. So you can kind of see some of the issues. And I really don't know why I'm having such a problem on my machine.
Because you're broadcasting at the same time. And until we get both wired, it's going to take a while.
But you're not having a problem.
Because it's already loaded for me.
Oh, and I just cleared my cache too.
Yep.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to Nikki's screen so you can get the full effect.
Okay, so this is our Tiki Mall. As you can see, each one of these are numbered. And we've got 2 rows connected by the bridge. And yes, this is the sim that was fully designed and created by me. And yes, I got little seagulls over there. And yes, that's a seal. We have a seal. So we're going to walk across the bridge because there's a nice feature on the bridge. Sonia made the bridge. Okay, you're looking out this way. You see all kinds of things going on in the water. Same over on this side. There's all kinds of things going on. And there you get my killer whale. So we're gonna go over here. And then we're just going right into the water. Okay, so as you can see, they've got fishies, which apparently some of my oh no, they're moving, they're just moving slowly.
Where's this at?
Aloha Mall.
Hmm.
Nice little colorful floral.
I don't know if I've ever been down there.
They even got a mermaid.
Mhm.
I won't get too close to her because she's half naked.
Is her face spray?
Yeah, it just has a little up
Okay,
there.
good. Okay.
Okay, other side. This way.
Oh.
And yes, that's a shark up there. More fishies over there. More fishies over there. There's something ship with more fishies. So yeah, there's all kinds of neat little stuff to be able to explore, both on land and in water.
And there will be stuff in the sky too, we hope.
Oh yeah, you bet. Oh, almost forgot.
Turtles.
Turtles.
Are they Ninja Turtles?
Just turtles. So this is my little tropical mall here. Nice little features and everything that can be seen. Let's see, what else? Oh, we got a marina. Did you show the marina?
Not really.
Or Smuggler's Point?
No. We've been streaming for 3.3 hours. No unstable events. And I'm streaming at 3,768K, so 3.7 megs.
Okay, so this is the marina. As you can tell, there's lots of places to dock a boat. And of course, there's also some freebie boats here for people to use.
Actually, turn around. The only boats that are scripted are the two green ones. I don't know if the red ones are scripted. And I believe the two green ones are ones that they can take copies of. I believe. I don't know. And since you're using, well, you don't have one in your inventory, so go look.
Well, no, I'll keep her out later.
Anyhow, I don't know if those boats are free or not. That speedboat is a free one that you can either click on it and get a copy, or you can get from Moonlight Landing 2, just past the teleport hub. There's a billboard with a bunch of speedboats and colors. Those you can grab and use. The ones at the marina, the two green ones that I was running around in earlier, and the speedboat are free. You can grab and use. The two yachts are just there for looks. The Coast Guard boats, I don't remember if I scripted those or not.
Okay. Alright, we also have, of course, some little rental huts here. A different style tiki hut, pretty much. So you can have a little shop there. Alright, we are going to head over to Smuggler's Point.
And Smuggler's Point was another free ore. Ore is a open sim archive, basically. That's how they got the name, but that's one of the freebies that were out there in Outworlds that we downloaded and grabbed and put on our sim because we thought it was one of the coolest things out there.
Yep, got a ghost ship and everything.
Got ghost ships, got pirates, got a hangman's noose.
Whoa. That was smack face bursting.
Got some shops in there. I think it even might have some empty shops that people might set up in there. I don't
Quite
remember.
possibly. I haven't gone through it fully yet.
And it is older as far as when it was built and how it was designed. So yes, it doesn't have all the newest technology, but it's still cool looking.
It is. Yes, there's a little graveyard back here. With
There's all
graves.
kinds of neat little things on that little island. There's some little coves in there. There's a sea monster.
Yep, devouring a ship.
There's the ghost ship.
And the sea monster ship.
Yeah, this is kind of one of the region areas where I want to add some water sims for people to kind of launch off to do some sailing and boating.
There's a skeleton in the sand.
And who said? Oh yes, yeah. There's all kinds of neat things. I don't know who originally designed the ore, but they, they did some cool stuff.
They did.
The hangman's noose actually works.
Oh, good lord. Okay, so I'm not going to explore the whole thing because I want to leave things open for other people to explore.
Maybe. I'll leave that little gem I just found for you guys to find. But it's pretty cool. And this is the kind of stuff that we want, people to do and people to, you know, to explore and build and put up and just have fun. It's not all about, you know, making a buck and opening up, a web page to sell to people. It's community and exploring and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I crashed.
One of my favorite areas, I'm going to go there now, and it's because Sonia and I built this basically from the ground up. Go to Callisto.
Okay. I have to log back in because my viewer crashed.
Well, good, that gives me a minute.
Oh, she's running off. Yeah, don't mind me. One can I help you singing?
Stop sticking on.
Don't mind me as I scratch my eyeballs. Yes, getting old. Old, old, old.
I come burying a tiger tiger.
You come bearing a tiger tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hi, tiger tiger. We'll do cakes in a little bit.
I just wanted to make sure I was still streaming. All right, you said you were in Callisto.
Yes.
Should I go back to split screen?
Nope, just show him around.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of waiting for stuff to. I don't know if it's a glitch with my machine or what, but every time I teleport, my draw distance goes down to like 0.
That's weird. Mine doesn't do that.
And then I'm seeing you missing parts.
I'm missing parts.
Yeah, you're transparent.
You're not seeing my mesh.
I don't know if I got an issue with my machine. I might have to rebuild my machine soon.
I've already got to rebuild mine.
So that's maybe something we did here in the coming weeks. All right. I guess you want me to go to my screen.
And I'll
Okay.
follow behind just in case you are still having res issues. There's
Okay.
one door already open.
I am not on split screen though. Now I am. Okay. All right. This is one door open. Okay, you're over on this side.
Yeah.
This is something that we created all by ourselves. Back on In-Worlds, we had a region we called Naboo. And it was a residential. We built a whole bunch of houses, all different themes. And one thing we decided to do is some sort of apartment type things in a townhouse for people who don't want a big, huge house or region because they don't have a whole bunch of stuff to decorate with, a whole bunch of in-world furniture. So we came up with the townhouses, which is just a townhouse. And this was built by us. Mainly me. Did we design the kitchen ourselves too?
Yes.
Not the stove. The stove and the fridge are stuff we got online.
Mm-hmm.
Some free resources.
We just designed how it's sitting.
Yeah, but no, the cabinets and all that, yes, we designed.
Yeah.
The stove and the fridge were things we bought for free. Well, not bought for free, but stuff that were freely available on the net that we could use in our creations. We don't sell them, so we abide by the license, but we used it in our game. A nice little fireplace that I got. I thought we had more of the upstairs done.
No, because the bathroom that was in there was bought in In-Worlds. I can't reuse it.
Okay, so we have to find a freebie thing or design our own. And this is technically a bathroom. Yes, some people actually do bathrooms in World.
Well, sure,
Some
because
people actually use them.
yes, because they have, forgive me here, but they have showers that you can have sex in, tubs you can have sex in.
But yeah, there are tubs that people can cuddle and do things in. And, some people take another style fireplace. Some people do take virtual life to an extreme.
Yeah.
So, they will actually run to the bathroom and require a toilet. It's like playing The Sims, In The Sims, you gotta go potty every so often. And this is all stuff. These are flowers that we got from the botanical gardens.
The waterfall.
Some of them we created with textures found out there on Google and whatnot.
Okay, I'm going to give props where props are due. The waterfall, the elk, as I'm looking at right now, these are the elk, and the waterfall are from the Diva freebie store. And if you go to OpenSim, you will find and do a search.
I mean, OS Grid?
Yeah, sorry. Well, no, it's OpenSim. She has her own region. I don't know what, if it's her own thing, but you have to teleport out of OS Grid.
Oh, it's a hypergrid enabled region. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, so you go to OS Grid or hypergrid enabled grid and you can get to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and just type in Diva and you should be able to find it. But she has so much amazing stuff to offer. Like I said, the waterfall is one of them. Granted, I did do a little modification to it because it had these kind of like mitts that would pop out every so often.
Oh, particles?
Yeah. I took them out only because they can get laggy when you have too many
Yeah,
of
I
them.
do see something popping.
Yeah, there's a couple in there still.
Okay, so yeah, basically water going, it's a particle emitter, and I do have my particles turned way down.
Yeah.
I think it's default at 2000 or higher. But I turn them way down because particles can be pretty annoying and they can be pretty laggy.
Yeah.
They take a lot of resources.
Yeah. The best example I can show of particles would actually be at Moonlight Fashion. And there are fish in there in the water.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh,
And ducks.
Fishies and ducks. Fishies. And she said, "There's duckies." I did the duckies. Hey, the baby duck.
That's because Mama and Papa are over there.
They're bigger ducks.
Okay, so I'm in Moonlight fashion. Apparently, I got to change the texture for these particles.
Yeah, those are that's a particle emitted fountain. So they can do some neat effects, but they can be pretty intensive on bandwidth and server resources. But it is one of the quick ways to get a nice effect. Just don't go crazy with them. Teleported again, and
Draw distance went back down.
even what I clicked out of the preferences, and I crashed again. I don't know if it's a bug with the viewer or my particular machine, because you don't have these problems. So yes, I'm gonna have to rebuild my machine. I don't know what I'm doing in a few days. Yeah, normally I don't have these many problems, but with 2 moves in 2 months, yeah, things got a little flaky.
Yeah. Just a little.
And I got a potty again.
Now I don't feel so bad. Yes, what you're seeing me do is not typical. Unfortunately, because of the way, because of the changes that were made to Halcyon, like Sonia was saying, the creators and everything are kind of messed up a bit. So I'm having to kind of finagle my way a little.
What you doing?
I told them what they're seeing is not typical. I'm in God mode.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know how to kind of explain like I said, the viewer is driven by SL development and codes, and so Firestorm really keeps in line with that, and it's secondary to OpenSim based worlds. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. That's the decision that people have made it. It is one of the better viewers out there, but sometimes popularity isn't always the best. Halcyon is not the most popular sim out there, but is one of the better written ones. Has much better physics, so you can actually walk upstairs, go up spiral staircases, can do a lot of stuff that you can't do on even Second Life. Or there's some stuff you can do in Second Life that you can do in Halcyon, but Halcyon it's easier to get it to do. The scripting is a lot better, a lot faster, and then there's Open Simulator, which is just kind of the Wild West that does not have a lot of the bugs that we're currently experiencing. Because yes, it is constantly being worked on right now because only one person really only works on it at a time. Where Halcyon is a team of people. the biggest thing with OpenSim now, they just made a change that broke profiles for one of the more popular things out there, and the developer said, "That's not my priority. I'm working on this. Maybe I'll fix it later." So you can't look at people's profile in the newest. It was Dream Grid that it broke. It broke their implementation of profiles.
Gotcha.
So he had to meet the change because the developer opens up. I'm not rolling stuff back. I'm not making backwards compatibility. You
Right.
change. So the reverse is happening with us. There were changes made, but nobody's been really doing development in Halcyon because of real world events lately. Just nobody's had the time. And when people were developing, there were a handful of people that were treating the developers like pure crap. And they basically said, screw you. And then COVID and all that happened, and just people, it just kind of went by the wayside. Hopefully now, a couple of years have gone by, things will pick up again, and some of these issues will get fixed. And I will try to take some steps to get some of the more crippling things fixed. If we have to roll back some code, so note cards and all that work, but the new sit positions aren't working quite right. We have to do what we have to do. But yes, we will get things working. And I am starting to get a little tired. My eyes are starting to burn a little bit. We have been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I think this would be a good time to kind of say good night. Like I said, this was just an impromptu stream. Just off the cuff that we decided, hey, we got some time. And we just kind of want to introduce him a little bit.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I'm going to say we're going to call it an evening.
And we're going to heat up some leftover turkey and watch a movie.
Yeah. Or something. But we're going to say goodnight for the night. And we'll see you guys probably once I hook up the Ethernet. And the workers are done doing what they got to do in the other room. And so probably...
I'm going to say you'll probably see us towards the end of next week sometime.
Maybe one quick session before the weekend because we got Dad moving in. So you'll probably see us Tuesday or Wednesday sometime, maybe.
I would say Wednesday or Thursday, so it'll probably end up being Wednesday since that's a common day with me.
Yeah, and then this weekend my dad is moving in, and my brother's coming down to help with that, or coming up to help with that. So we'll get him sorted out. So, but that will be around the 1st when we couldn't do our soft grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably see us later that next week, maybe that following Tuesday. So maybe this Wednesday, Thursday, and then maybe next Wednesday, Thursday.
But also keep an eye out for me too, because I'll do an impromptu stream here every now and then, just when I might be building something or designing something.
Yeah, we'll drop some links for that in Discord and whatnot on her streaming profile.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, keep an eyeball on Facebook, Moonlight Estates, and our grid, Moonlight Estates, www.moonlightestates.me, and I'll get the Discord link in there as well. And so you can pop in the Discord, talk to us in relative real time.
My Twitch gaming profile is Miss Galaxy Girl. MS Galaxy Girl.
And all this stuff I'll put in the video description when I do the upload to YouTube. So if you find us that way. And
yeah, because 99% of the time, if I'm streaming from my account, it's going to be from my Miss Galaxy Girl account.
Yeah.
On the rare occasion, I will stream from my business Twitch. But that'll be basically very niche.
When she's doing something that fits with Essence of Magic.
Right. For those that don't know, I do own a business. It is Essence of Magic. Yes, I am pagan.
And yes, we are right now under the Design Creations umbrella for the grid at the moment because it's spurred from them. Whether we create a Moonlight Estates Twitch account, I don't know.
Well, I would say you might do one. Because I already have 2 accounts. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I may keep Moonlight Grid part of Design Creations, but Design Creations also does painting and 3D printing and other stuff. And I do have a new project that I am starting up real soon. I will announce that later on. That I hope to also get the grid involved with as well. But that's also another thing for Design Creations. But with all that said and everything, we're going to say goodnight. And we'll see you guys next time. If you see us on YouTube or even up our channel on Twitch in the next 30 days, the video will be up there. Pop into the grid and explore and send us messages and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.